took a perk and I replaced it. I'ma keep on going till my mama said I made it. Black and yellow, white, I got thotties different races. Yeah. Did my dirt, I had a match, I'm moving faceless. I got 12 plotting on me, but no cases. Running from my demons, lacing on my A6. I don't do that fake shit, nah. The way they treat me, they act like I'm feeling them. So I got a script, I was just trying to feel something. Now I'm alone, you don't care, and
in
I
the
feel
stew, I got a
numb.
spazzo. Back up in my bag, get the rackets and I cash out. I've been running laps, I don't got time to relax now. I just took a chance, wasn't looking for no handouts. Oh, they like proud of how we do this. I've been with my brothers in the hills, we going stupid. I can't stop, I've been different, always knew this. Trying to turn them Bordens into Benjis, needing blue strips. Oh.
We aren't better because we want to be. Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. All the do-gooders in the world, whether they're doing good for others or doing it for themselves, are troublemakers. We white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, British, German, American, have been on a rampage for the past 100 or more years to improve the world. We have given the benefits of our culture, our religion, our technology to everybody. And we have insisted that they receive the benefits of our culture, even our political style, our democracy. You had better be Democrat, or we'll shoot you. And having conferred these blessings all over the place, we wonder why everybody hates us. Because sometimes doing good to others, and even doing good to oneself, is amazingly destructive. Because it's full of conceit. How do you know what's good for other people? We can change society. We can get enormous enthusiasm going out of the idea that there is a revolution afoot, and that this revolution is going to set everything to right. Do you know a revolution that ever set anything to right? Whether the revolution came from the left wing or from the right wing. When we have a great system, and great power to put it into effect, there is always more violence, more bloodshed, more trouble. Diabolical things are done in the name of righteousness. We don't change. We're doing the same thing today, but under different names. We can look back at those people and see how evil that was, but we can't see it in ourselves. So therefore, beware of virtue. We aren't better because we want to be. Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because all the do-gooders in the world, whether they're doing good for others or doing it for themselves, are troublemakers. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, said, the highest virtue is not virtue, and therefore really is virtue. But inferior virtue cannot let go of being virtue, and therefore is not virtue. All the do-gooders in the world, whether they're doing good for others or doing it for themselves, are troublemakers. We aren't better because we want to be.
I took people's drop boxes. I was like, are you a conservative, ma'am? And like an old lady would be like, yeah, I'm a conservative. And I would fucking deck her, take her ballot and just rip it apart right in front of her face. I was like, you, you're not allowed to vote this way in California. That's right, bitch. for you. Okay, here, look at this.
With what we were seeing in the polling data going into this election about what people cared about and the order in which they ranked it. So we have had a lot of questions throughout this time about new voters, people that hadn't been in there before that were perhaps not getting captured by the polling. So maybe this is a sign that we're going to see a little bit more of that tonight than we expected. We obviously don't know yet.
And you know what's missing from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 5 issues? Democracy.
You said some things you didn't mean. I'm sure I did that too. Oh, baby. Egos clashing, dreams crashing. Whatever happened to me and you? From lovers to strangers. When everything changes. Oh, baby. When we tear out the pages. And only one word is left. Please let's just be quiet until the next riot. Just give us some time for the wounds to heal. What is broken is broken. Let's just leave it for now. We need some perspective just to understand how what is broken for now. What is broken for now. I think we both need to grow so that we need not to know. Maybe doubt, maybe ask, maybe understand at last. From knowing to asking, from tearing to building, from thinking to feeling, from hurting to healing. Please let's just be quiet and let the silence speak. Just give us some time for the wounds to heal. What is broken is broken. Let's just leave it for now. We need some perspective just to understand how what is broken for now. But maybe tomorrow we will know how. Yes, maybe tomorrow we will know how. Oh, maybe tomorrow we will know how.
Yeah. I need a smoke, where the matches. I'm a king, fuck your status. Getting dough, I pay no taxes. I'm a star in all fashions of the word, bro. I'ma flip the bird, bro. Coming through in foreigns and all you hear is skirt, huh? All polo and some white shoes. Funny thing now is I'm a nice dude, but when you cross that line, it ain't the right move. And my tender bitch is what I like knows. Oh yeah, can you feel that? I'm giving y'all that real rap. I'ma get the money, make the deal fat. Making hits with a steel bat. The Audi Quattro or that Monte Carlo. Which whip will I whip tomorrow? Got 6 chicks down to sip the bottle. Go coast to coast so I can ship the cargo. I don't really know if these people keep it real. I'm just telling all you fuckers how the homie really feel. And I'm looking up to God. Can you tell me what's the deal? I'm just waiting for your answer at the altar where I kneel. I need a smoke, where the matches. I'm a king, fuck your status. Getting dough, I pay no taxes. I'm a star in all fashions of the word, bro. I'ma flip the bird, bro. Coming through in foreigns and all you hear is skirt, huh? Let me get the money, I see you bitches acting funny, ha. Can't take nothing from me, nah. Rapping blunts like mummies, yeah. We freed the homie when he caught a bid. I roll around, you can't stop the kid. Truth be told, I'm hot as shit. Just say what up when you spot a kid. Real talk, I'm trying to speak the truth. I stay loyal, bro, to my roots. Since 15, I've been in the booth. That's 16, I was on the move. Used to ride in that old Chevy. Now we out here show ready. I can see the bull, you're so petty. You can have your shine, my glow heavy. I need a smoke, where the matches. I'm a king, fuck your status. Getting dough, I pay no taxes. I'm a star in all fashions of the word, bro. I'ma flip the bird, bro. Coming through in foreigns and all you hear is skirt, huh?
Don't like me, well I'm on the road. I speak, chase, that's what I love. Can't see what I can't control. Did it once, yeah, do it once again. Watch my father, yeah, he taught me how to win. Cop new Prada, money taught me how to spin. Waves like water, music taught me how to swim. I'ma fill my bottle way up to the rim. Back then, yeah, I never talked at all. Ashes, yeah, let them bitches fall. I've been way better than before. Posted with my cash standing tall. Hey yo, watch this. Got a foreign gold switching for my necklace. Got $100,000 on my checklist. All the money you made, that's my work slip. You ain't learning. I be a person. I be making money fast. They be so determined. I be working every day. Yeah, I'm up on my circuit. Get me another diamond chain, made it from the surface. I been hurting. Would you live with me? Straight till the end. Baby, don't leave my back, I'm too spent. This is what I got, yeah, it's how it been. But that's okay, cause I'm making ends. Don't like me, well I'm on the road. I speak, chase, that's what I love. Can't see what I can't control. Did it once, yeah, do it once again. Watch my father, yeah, he taught me how to win. Cop new Prada, money taught me how to spin. Waves like water, music taught me how to swim. I'ma fill my bottle way up to the rim.
Back then, yeah, I never talked at all. Ashes, yeah, let them bitches fall. I've been way better than before. Posted with my cash steady tall.
You said some things you didn't mean. I'm sure I did that too.
Oh, baby.
Egos clashing, dreams crashing. Whatever happened to me and you? From lovers to strangers. When everything changes.
Oh, baby.
When we tear out the pages. And only one word is left. Please let's just be quiet until the next riot. Just give give us some time for the wounds to heal. What is broken is broken. Let's just leave it for now. We need some perspective just to understand how. What is broken for now. What is broken for now. I think we both need to grow so that we need not to know. Maybe doubt, maybe ask, maybe understand at last. From knowing to asking, from tearing to building, to feeling, from hurting to healing. Please let's just be quiet and let the silence speak. Oh, baby. Just give us some time for the wounds to heal. What is broken is broken. Let's just leave it for now. We need some perspective just to understand how.
Hi. Hello. What's up, internet? How's it going? I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're having a good one. A nice chill Friday evening or whatever time it may be. I'm doing okay. I had so much to do today. So much to do, and I did not get around to editing. I have so much to edit. So not looking forward to that. But hanging in there, doing all right. Still tired, but a little better than yesterday. A little better. I have a lot I want to get through though. Let's get into it. I also have a spliff I need to finish. So I'm gonna do that.
Queer people have always been in country music despite every effort to push them out. Howdy, hello, how are you doing? My name is Victoria if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I am a singer-songwriter and independent music journalist, and on this channel I make various videos on various topics within the whole world of music. History and pop culture, commentary on music and the music industry, and whatever else we can muster up over here in my little musical world. It is currently Pride Month, and as a queer country fan and artist myself, I could not be more excited to talk to you guys today about the history of queer country music. So put on your cowboy hat and let's ride all the way back to the 1970s. Right before the turn of the decade in 1969, the Stonewall riots happened in New York City. If you don't know, Stonewall was a series of demonstrations by the LGBTQ+ community that started at a popular queer-safe bar called the Stonewall Inn. The police raided the bar and quickly became violent, and the community in Greenwich Village fought back. Protests sprung up all over the city, and despite police still raiding queer spaces and inciting violence, the protests continued and sparked a queer rights movement across the country that hadn't ever been seen in the United States before. The following decade was filled with a lot of progress for the queer community. Discrimination laws were being passed, not only in the United States, but internationally as well. Queer people were being elected to political positions for the first time, and overall the community just saw a record-breaking amount of visibility. But despite all of these strides, of course, there was no shortage of homophobia within the culture. And country music was full of it. Plot twist, it still is. There were a lot of queer musicians who were bursting onto the music scene during this time, but there were few and far between that were out and proudly making music about their queerness. You think of artists like Elton John, who is now regarded as one of the most incredible queer musicians of all time, but even he was not open about his queerness until 1976 when he announced he was bisexual, and he didn't come out as gay until 1988. But in 1972, in Seattle, Washington, a group decided to push all the buttons of mainstream country music, and it all starts with a man named Patrick Haggerty. Patrick was born in 1944 and grew up on a dairy farm in Washington. He pretty much came out as queer as he could be, and thankfully he had a super progressive father who supported him from the time he was 4 years old and beyond. He helped Patrick make costumes and encouraged him to be fully himself, which in the 50s, parents like his were extremely rare. Patrick credits his father to this day with the success of Lavender Country and says the reason he made the album is because his dad said he could. Fast forward a few years later, and Patrick joined and was subsequently kicked out of the Peace Corps for being gay. He had always been an activist in his own right, but after his Peace Corps experience, it didn't take long for him to become a much more radical activist for queer rights, the anti-war movement, and socialism. It was the passion for activism instilled by his dad that ultimately...
Based? What? It's a socialist? Wait a minute. Who is this? I'm sorry, who? I'm not familiar with country. I'm gonna run it back a little bit.
One of the most incredible queer musicians of all time, but even he was not open about his queerness until 1976 when he announced he was bisexual, and he didn't come out as gay until 1988. But in 1972, in Seattle, Washington, a group decided to push all the buttons of mainstream country music, and it all starts with a man named Patrick Haggerty. Patrick was born in 1944 and grew up on a dairy farm in Washington. He pretty much came out as queer as he could be, and thankfully he had a super progressive father who supported him from the time he was 4 years old and beyond. He helped Patrick make costumes and encouraged him to be fully himself, which in the 50s, parents like his were extremely rare. Patrick credits his father to this day with the success of Lavender Country and says the reason he made the album is because his dad said he could. Fast forward a few years later, and Patrick joined and was subsequently kicked out of the Peace Corps for being...
Hey, yo. I'm just looking, at some of the tracks from Lavender Country. One of them is literally crying these cocksucking tears. Another is Back in the Closet, Sag, Gay Bar Blues. Oh my god, I want to listen to this so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Gay. He had always been an activist in his own right, but after his Peace Corps experience, it didn't take long for him to become a much more radical activist for queer rights, the anti-war movement, and socialism. It was the passion for activism instilled by his dad that ultimately fueled Lavender Country, the first known openly gay country album in music history. Lavender has been used for decades to describe and identify queer people. Some speculating that it goes even further back to like early America when the men would have streaks of lavender on their person. I will link a really cool article that I found while researching this video that goes through all kinds of different instances throughout history where that lavender symbolism comes up. It's really cool. Highly recommend you check it out. It'll be in the description. In the 70s, it became a more widely known symbol after a lesbian and bisexual activism group called the Lavender Menace protested in New York City against the exclusion of lesbian and bisexual women in the feminist movement. The term Lavender Menace came from the president of the National Organization for Women, Betty Friedan, to describe the threat she believed queer women posed to the feminist agenda. From there on after, lavender became an even more important symbol for the queer community as a whole. So when Patrick got home, he got involved with a group called the Gay Community Social Services of Seattle. There, he joined forces with Michael Carr, Eve Morris, and Robert Hammerstrom, who was the token straight member of the group, to form Lavender Country, employing that lavender plant once again as a symbol of pride. The group worked in tandem with the local gay community in Seattle to develop most of the songs on the album. So the very first line on the album is, "Waking up to say, hip hip hooray, I'm glad I'm gay." Not wasting any time, getting right to the point. I don't believe that those words had ever been muttered in a country song before that exact moment. And while all of these songs did what needed to be done, the most popular song from the album is "Crying These Cocksucking Tears." Haggerty's voice cuts
I imagine so.
through the fiddles and the church piano. The whole album is really filled with a lot of intimate details on the queer experience and the pain that queer people experienced at the hands of all of that ignorance. All of that sung over country instrumentation, country phrasing, country melodies, everything that you can possibly imagine putting on a country album sonically and emotionally can be found on this album. They call out the hypocrisy, they make fun of stereotypes, and they successfully created a radical musical community protest in the absolutely least progressive genre in all of music. And I think that that is literally the coolest fucking shit ever. Now, while this album is looked back on now as a beacon in queer history, at the time, it did not have any success. There were only 1,000 copies of the record ever printed, and in 1976, Lavender Country would actually dissolve after a few years of performances across the country. The only way to break into country music back then, and even now, is through the radio. And Cocksuckin' Tears was not going to make the cut among the rugged, manly, cowboy hat, beer drinking, girl loving music that was all being pushed on country music all the time. And as time went on, Lavender Country received a lot more backlash as the queer rights movement was co-opted by the Democratic Party. You know, they wanted to support queer rights, but just a little bit. And Lavender Country was way, way too radical to fit with
just a little bit. Not much has changed
within the new queer rights movement in the mainstream culture. Now, while Lavender Country did not make it far in the beginning, they definitely caused a stir, and they opened doors for queer country musicians, even if it wouldn't be recognized until decades later. So queer country music flew under the radar for another 40 years after Lavender Country was released and subsequently repressed. Through the 80s and into the beginning of the 90s, country music was absolutely stacked and filled to the brim with straight, cisgender male artists, with the occasional female country star that usually still had to go along with the boys in one way or another. And even when they did do that, they got a fraction of the playtime that their male counterparts did. Black artists, female artists, queer artists, they were all being pushed further and further and further away from the genre that was built off of their stories. If you want to see more of a country music history in general video, I will put a link here and in the description below to a video that I did last year on the Black origins of country music and how those origins have also been erased from country music history until recently. But in this video, we are focusing on queer country music specifically. So the popularity of outlaw country lasted all the way through the 80s and through the beginning of the 90s. It wasn't until Shania Twain popped up on the scene and shot to absolute superstardom that these feminist country women would be getting their time. Still less than the men, but better than before. Shania Twain, Martina McBride.
Still better though. Small wins, I guess.
The Chicks, all of these iconic female country artists wrote feminist anthems, and not only were they popular among the women country fans, but in the closet queer country fans as well, in small towns across America. The renaissance of country music that kind of happened during that late 90s was the first wave of feminism that had ever really swept through the genre and got really popular. And there's no doubt that this definitely added another layer of that foundation that would support queer country artists in the next 20 years. Once you get into the early 2000s, there is a little bit of regression. After 9/11 and during the Bush administration, country music kind of became the vessel for nationalism, and you get the rise of what's known as stadium country or bro country, which focuses on that good old country love for America, trucks, beer, sexy hot country ladies. The women were still there, but now their playtime had gotten even lower. And if they were not talking about topics that fit into that American girl ideology, they were out. Most famously, this happened to the Chicks. Their career was temporarily obliterated after they spoke out against the Bush administration and the war in the Middle East. The genre focused so heavily on the image and the idea of a perfect, picturesque, patriotic America that it became only accessible and relatable to the demographic of people that benefited from that patriotic American image. And that was now the image of country music, and queer people were not a part of that picture. Until 2014, when Lavender Country was brought back to life. After gaining some traction on the internet in the early 2010s, the group reunited with founder Patrick Haggerty, now in his 70s.
Wow. That's incredible. Never heard about this. In 2014 of all years. Like, that's like right before Gamergate, right? Interesting.
And they happily and extravagantly reintroduced queer country music to an entirely new generation. The combination of internet culture and social progress from the original release time harnessed more and more buzz and really created an entirely new definition of outlaw country. It was this re-release that would develop into the fan base for artists like Orville Peck, Trixie Mattel, and Lil Nas X, who absolutely burst down the doors to country music with Old Town Road in 2018. Lavender Country has now collaborated with a bunch more artists like Trixie and Paisley Fields, and they just released their second album, Blackberry Rose, in February of 2022. Queer country music is stronger than ever before in pop culture. There is an infinite amount of possibilities of what could come out of this section of country music. And while that community grows and grows and hopefully gets stronger and stronger, queer country music is still not widely accepted in the mainstream country music.
Yeah, I'm not shocked that I've never heard of it before, which is why I clicked on this, just because I want to know. I want to know who are the queer country music artists. It is like kind of subversive in a way, you know? Like taking a whole genre that like rejects you as a person and just co-opting it, like it's kind of cool. You know? I want to listen to this. Maybe just like 30 seconds. Just a little bit.
I'm fighting for when there won't be no straight men, 'cause you all have a common disease. Can't give very much for loving and such, but you take it wherever you please. Don't wrap the story, tell me the glorious Galahad's gallop is near.
I like how, like, folksy it is. I was expecting... I don't know what I was expecting. Like, just more country-like.
But your lies can't deceive me. I know that you'll leave me crying these cocksucking tears. But now you have guessed that I'm not too impressed with your talents as an engineer.
I kind of like it.
Industrial complex. All of the popular queer artists within the genre have had to work 100 times harder than their straight counterparts to get to where they are now. They aren't just working to shoot themselves into stardom. They are actively creating a safe space for queer people within a historically homophobic genre. They are giving space to the queer kids who grew up in hometowns like mine that were forced in the closet and had no representation in the genre that surrounded them. There is a lot of resentment towards country music and queer culture today as well, and rightfully so. Many of its most popular artists have directly spoken out against the rights of queer people, which is why it's so important to know and spread the message that those artists are not making real country music. It sounds like country music, but it ain't. They are just ambassadors for these huge corporate companies that directly benefit from a lot of the willful ignorance within mainstream country audiences today. Those artists empower the most hateful parts of American culture under the guise of manhood, patriotism, just good old country fun. They sing songs that they didn't even write about hard work and being a good man from a multi-million-dollar home that they come home to after cheating on their wife. That side of country music is bullshit. It's the queer side of country music. It's the black side of country music. It's the feminist side of country music. The socialist, progressive side of country music. That is where the most communal and beautiful artistry in all of country music resides. More than anything else in this video, I want to extend a personal invitation over to this side.
I really didn't know that it existed, so the more you know.
Of country music. It can be such a safe haven for so many emotions and experiences that are tailored to every individual artist. There are so many more artists in this genre besides Lavender Country, Trixie Mattel, Overpeck. You have artists like Joy Olatakun, Fancy Haygood, so many more, and I want more. I want more people to feel like they can jump into this genre just like anybody else can. Queer country history only goes back so far, but there are years.
Do they put a list? I hope they put a list. Article. Oh no. Oh no. I have to go back through this to like pull up the artists. I wasn't paying attention enough. Fuck. Okay.
Years and years ahead of us to fill with boundary-breaking, genre-bending, revolutionary queer artistry. And I hope this video inspired you even just a little bit to check some of that out. If you need a good place to start on finding some of that music, feel free to check out my first rodeo playlist, which will be linked in the description below.
Oh. Well, never mind. Oh, first rodeo. Okay. Alrighty. Drop that here in case anyone else wanted that. Very cool.
It is a playlist highlighting Black, Indigenous, and queer country music. I'm always looking to add to it. Always let me know if you have any suggestions for any of my playlists. And of course, if you enjoyed our little rendezvous today, feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the next one. If you're really into me, you can also hit the notification so you definitely don't miss the next one. All my socials are linked below, including the Patreon and all the blog stuff. And I think that about wraps it all up.
Hi, we're here.
This is like more overt, like Queer Joy. That was like kind of just for me.
Here, painting together.
Bryden is my good friend from Columbus, Ohio, which is where I'm from also. Bryden managed the art studio that I was a part of there. We've known each other about 10 years. We've always wanted to do something like this.
Every single piece here you see, both of us, our hands are in it, and we were rotating back and forth, taking like 30 minutes, and then 20 minutes, and then 15 minutes on all the small ones, and then these beautiful things, we were just on top of each other, painting. He'd be up here, I'd be down there, then we'd rotate. Pure chaos.
But somehow it worked.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Oh my god, I could never. I tried painting with someone one time, and we fought for like 3 hours. It did not go well. That's cute though. They're adorable.
And we didn't see it coming together until we put it up on the wall. We wanted to create an experience that was recreating the whole creation of life and creating it where everybody is welcome and all different generations and colors and demographics and orientations, and everybody is welcomed and everybody is loved, and it's a new kind of world, and that's what we wanted to create, and that's where queerphobia came from.
I've always felt like you should create the world that you want to live in, so we want to live in.
I'll read off our artist statement that wonderful Anne, our ghostwriter. It is our re-imaging of the Garden of Eden. In our vision, there is a space for everyone. There's no apple of shame. Queertopia is joy and light. Queertopia is free and freeing. It is playful. It is happiness. Queertopia is community. Art and activism for the LGBT.
How can you not like this person? How can you not love them? Please.
Community brought us together over 10 years ago. We've always wanted to do a collaborative piece, to have an opportunity to unite our different styles. We noticed that the representation of queer joy is lacking, and we wanted to change that narrative. Together for 1 week, in one state of space, we worked simultaneously, taking turns painting on the same canvas until the result was not just mine style and Paul's style, but it was just it's like a new brain. Sorry, I'm kind of adding. I don't see that written. We create Queertopia as a letter of appreciation to the LGBTQ community that supports us, and a letter of love and encouragement to youth, as we want you to know that there's a place in the world for you.
We're donating proceeds to Trans Lifeline. This is Transgender Awareness Month. That's a very important cause. When I first met Bryden over 10 years ago, the first thing that I thought about him was, this is somebody who seems so comfortable in his own skin. And I know that was probably a process for you to get there, but through the course of our friendship, that has been so inspiring for me. When you are with somebody who functions that way, it makes you feel like it's okay to be more of yourself. Through this collaboration, we're hoping to just inspire other people to feel that same way. Enjoy everything that we have a drag queen coming at 8, so
That's why I'm here.
Custom Queertopia t-shirts from the shop in front, and also fashioned by Dominique Ann that are from our Don't Say Straight collection. So check out all of that, take home.
Don't Say Straight. I'm obsessed with them. Oh my god.
Some stuff. Like I said, proceeds are all going to Trans Lifeline, so it's a wonderful and very important cause. Thank you to the Arts Council for Monterey County, Jackie. Making this all possible for us. We really appreciate that, and just the community support means so much. So have a wonderful evening. Cheers. Thank you all so much.
Our new Queertopia book is out now. It features all 42 paintings from our collaboration, as well as a bunch of behind-the-scenes pics showing our process, 99 pages of colorful queer joy, available now at Amazon.com.
Today, we're talking about why the Canadian wildfires...
Okay, joy time's over. No more joy. Time for despair. Sorry. That's the way it is, though. Sorry. Getting the links from that artist.
And the hellscape being witnessed in New York, and now more of the country may be about to get worse. The Supreme Court dropping a surprise landmark decision. Why creators and fans are saying Twitch is lying to their faces. The shocking Trump indictment news at the center of his new meltdown. We're gonna be talking about all that and so much more in today's brand new Philip DeFranco show, your daily dive into the news. But first, I unfortunately just need to address something. If you're one of the people messaging me saying, Phil, why did you not upload a video yesterday? We did. It's just that several hours after we uploaded it and people watched like normal and it was actually trending to be one of our best videos in the past 2 weeks, YouTube decided to suppress it, stop recommending it, and even age-gated the video, with it appearing to be connected to the LGBTQ story that came out of Glendale. So cool, YouTube, thanks so much for that. And 2 things for you. The first being, if you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it down below, but you can still find it on the channel page, it's just not being recommended in the other places. And 2, it's part of the reason we launched this. If you're in the United States or Canada, text me at 813-213-4423. It's my text line. I let you know when shows go up. I also text about other stuff. It costs us a fuck ton to use the service as much as we do, but it has become, unfortunately, a necessity because we've been getting hit more, at least on YouTube. But that said, let's just jump into it. Starting with, I think Canada's really lucky right now, because if Donald Trump was still president, I think there's like a 33% chance he would have played around with the idea of nuking these forest fires. Like, yeah, we drop a nuke, the shockwave happens, like blowing out a candle. Bang, bang, boom, done. But instead, in reality today, of the smoke continuing to spread, the U.S. National Weather Service issuing air quality alerts for virtually the entire Atlantic seaboard, with a list of cities blanketed in this Blade Runner-ass air, including not just New York, but also Philadelphia, Boston, D.C., and even creeping into parts of the Midwest and South, which is why you're seeing schools shutting down outdoor activities, airlines canceling flights, the MLB calling off games. And while obviously with this, everyone's got different life situations, everyone's handling the situation differently, not everyone can hunker down indoors while this lasts. With that, we're seeing this similar but also different kind of divide. I mean, yesterday in a TikTok, I was joking around saying, because there were some experts saying, people maybe need to wear masks, that there were going to be people going out and protesting by breathing directly from tailpipes. And obviously, while that was hyperbole, you did have climate deniers like Steve Milloy, who was on Trump's EPA transition team.
Oh, wait. We watched this yesterday, actually. Right? Jack Daniels and dog toy case. Wait, I don't remember that. And more about the indictment. We can probably skip this one, actually.
Elon Musk might be in some legal hot water due to what's happening at a Tesla factory in California. NBC News reported that Tesla may face a class action lawsuit after 240 black factory workers in California described rampant racism and discrimination at the electric automaker's San Francisco Bay Area plant, including frequent use of racial slurs and references to the manufacturing site as a plantation or a slave ship. So you'll remember that there's been several lawsuits against Tesla for racial discrimination and sexual harassment in the past, but the facts that we're going over today were happening in Fremont, California. So lawyers suing Tesla estimate that at least 6,000 workers could be a part of the class. The individual testimonies are part of a 2017 lawsuit brought by Marcus Vaughn, who complained in writing to Human Resources and to Tesla CEO Elon Musk of a hostile work environment in which he was called slurs by coworkers and supervisors. No investigation was conducted, and he was fired for, quote, not having a positive attitude, according to the lawyers. I've got some more, but I want to stop there for 1 second to just say, the fact that there was no investigation by Tesla is one of the reasons that lawsuits like this end up being successful, because that's a step that companies have to take to shield themselves from liability, which is why I always think it's so funny when conservatives complain about workplace sexual harassment training, workplace diversity training, because most businesses that have those trainings only have them in place to cover their own asses when they inevitably get sued for the actions of their workers. So Tesla, having had an onslaught of racial discrimination claims made against it, and not even having, the organization or the foresight to bring in a lawyer to, protect themselves in the future, I think shows that Tesla's organization is deeply disorganized. But let's continue on here. Back to the NBC News report. Last year, California regulators sued Tesla in state court, alleging the company turned, quote, a blind eye to abuses, and that Musk told workers to be thick-skinned about racial harassment. Elon Musk told workers to be thick-skinned about racial harassment. In April, a federal jury awarded another former Tesla employee $3.2 million for racial abuse he suffered. Elon Musk is the most thin-skinned man in America, or wherever he is at any given moment. Right? The most thin-skinned, easily offended individual. And he's going to tell his employees to buck up when they're faced with racial abuse.
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Abuse, just absurd. But lastly, let's finish this out by talking about this order to pay that Tesla was hit with back in April. $3 million for this racism suit, according to CNN. The case was brought by Owen Diaz, who worked as an elevator operator at the plant. He reported he regularly heard racial slurs, including the N-word, on the Fremont factory floor, and saw racist graffiti in bathrooms and a racially insensitive cartoon. I mean, Benny, this is just a company that can't get its stuff together, and it must be encouraging this sort of environment of racial abuse, because it seems completely systemic from all of the different accounts of what's going on. And to be able to certify a class action lawsuit, I mean, this is egregious.
Yeah, it's incredibly egregious. And it really speaks to, I think, Elon Musk as a person. Because like, to be honest, Elon Musk is the perfect case study in like the pathetic mediocrity of white supremacy and how our system props up some of the worst people on the entire planet Earth. Because aside from just not knowing anything about what he's talking about ever, and
yeah, I mean, he gets billions. Some bullshit.
having silly ideas and, you know, like just being one of the most ridiculous, pathetic people on the planet. Elon Musk has a ridiculous amount of money that he, of course, got from his family in apartheid South Africa, which speaks to this whole history of like racism that Elon Musk grew up with, and the obvious reality that there's no way that he hasn't got beyond that mentality. And I think that fundamentally speaks to a greater reality that we need to recognize as a society, that fundamentally, if you want white supremacists to not be in power, if you really want to dismantle white supremacist institutions, you actually have to go to the root of the power. You actually do have to do things like take away people's ill-gotten gains. You have to redistribute wealth that was accumulated during colonialism, because people like Elon Musk, if you don't actually rectify the imbalance of wealth that happened as a result of these colonial projects, you will have them running around with these horrific ideas in their head, implementing them in real life. And that is how you get lawsuits like this. But I mean, seriously, like, this is from a complaint that happened in 2017. It's been 6 years. And
Elon really thinks he's Tony fucking Stark. You are not him. You are not that guy, dude. No one likes you. No one thinks you're cool. You are not the supervillain. You're just like really fucking annoying. And racist, apparently.
That speaks to how shameless and pathetic the United States is in actually responding to things like this. I mean, 6 years is a very, very long time. And so it's good that this lawsuit is happening, but this lawsuit needs to be, I think, a lot bigger than what it inevitably will be.
A grand jury has apparently charged former President Donald Trump on 7 different counts related to his handling of government documents, specifically that he continued to handle them way.
Dude, I don't know if you've seen this yet. It's crazy. He had them in his bathroom. In his bathroom. Like next to the toilet.
After he was supposed to have given them back. After he was asked nicely to give them back. After he was asked somewhat forcefully to give them back. And even after the door to Mar-a-Lago was kicked down and they came for those documents, he still apparently was doing everything he could to retain control of them. And that might be a bad thing for him. This is a guy, of course, Donald Trump, who has been able to evade culpability for just tons of alleged crimes over the years outside of civil lawsuits. He hasn't spent a day in jail and might still not, but the charges are pretty significant. Now, all of this is still technically kind of not super confirmed in every aspect, but it won't be long before we know a lot more, because he is expected to surrender on Tuesday at 3 p.m. So regrettably, right after our show is done on Tuesday, he will be surrendering. At that point, he will probably be arraigned in a similar fashion as he was in New York not that many weeks ago, over the hush money payments and the covering that up. We at that point will know more about the charges. He will probably be released, although not necessarily at that point. So we have a lot more information about the charges as well as the potential jail terms for them. We have some new revelations about that tape that apparently convinced the DOJ that this was go time. But before we get into all of that, what do you think?
The news of this will change everyone's mind in America about Trump. Done. That's what happens when new developments happen in cases, in news. All of America is wildly open-minded. When they hear new information, they compare that to what they think they know. They interpolate it into their worldview, and they come out with a new, more enlightened perspective on things that is different from how they went in. They do not hunker down into their respective camps. America's discourse level is heightened, and someone who I can thank for that is Donald Trump, who didn't ruin it completely in the first place at all.
Yeah, look, will it? Probably not, because of course the people, and we're gonna get to reactions later on. No one reacting to this That's aggrieved. How could you do this to him? Nobody cares at all about what happened. Let's just be very clear about that. Because this is, like, Trump has been alleged to have done a lot of illegal stuff. Some of it more obvious than others. But I think we can all agree that this is the most explicit and obvious and undeniable of all of his crimes. He definitely did it. He knew that it was a crime. It is definitely a crime. He continued to do it after he was warned. No one can dispute all of that. The only thing opponents of what happened can do is say, usually with a little bit of cover, doesn't matter, we shouldn't do anything about it. If you do anything about the crimes that he definitely committed, that is worse than the crimes that he committed.
Yeah, that puts not only the Department of Justice in a weird place, it puts the concept of justice in a weird place in America. That's the problem, and that's what Trump's banking on. He's basically saying, okay, what you always ask yourself when you're playing any kind of strategic game, you're trying to put your opponent in a position where no matter what they do, they're screwed. And no matter what they do, they're gonna do something that'll benefit you. And the approach in Trump, when Trump was discovered to have these documents, which I have full confidence he did not really understand was illegal or know he had, that's like my guess. When he was in that position, he was in a difficult.
Come on, he knew. He knew.
He could have given them back, which could be seen as weak. And his default position that is essentially the move that got him here is never to back down, never to apologize, never to surrender. So he just kind of acted Trumpily for a while and got the Department of Justice in a position that they haven't had to get in with anyone about whom it's been revealed that they have these documents that are classified. Everybody else is like, oh, sorry, here. But Trump kept saying no and kept saying no. And in the meantime, Trump seemed strong and the Department of Justice seemed weak. And if that kept up, the Department of Justice, and I said justice as a concept, would have been in a position to say, I guess I have to abandon hope that we can enforce this very clear-cut law. That's a weak position. And so now they've gotten to the point where they submit the charges and they're not huge, they sound big, they sound scary. They don't stop him from running for or being president, and that's where they're at right now.
They might. Well, the charges won't. Some of the consequences could. So, bearing in mind, by the way, if it wasn't clear, these are federal charges. He's already facing state charges in New York. He might soon be facing more charges in Georgia.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your.
So many fucking charges. I can't keep track. He already faced charges in New York. Wait, what?
Podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcast.
Trump indictment 2? No way. Breaking, Trump just said on a social platform that his attorneys have been informed that he's been indicted in the classified documents investigation. Oh my God, double smoke. Double RIP Bozo. I was gonna do a RIP Bozo smoking on that pack for mother Pat Robertson for being pro-life and then dying. Turns out I was wrong. It's a double RIP Bozo smoking on that Trump pack as well. Hold up, that's mother right, baby. Oh my Lord, what is happening? We got to go to Fox News real quick. I'm so sad for the country. Like, if this can happen to the president, what about all of the classified document enjoyers? That's what I have to say. What about the millions of Americans who enjoy mishandling and mismanaging and classified documents and refusing to cooperate with authorities? Like, what about the Discord enjoyers? It's a terrifying prospect for those who play War Thunder, for example. It's a terrifying prospect for anyone that plays Milsim games that has access to classified intelligence. It's f***ed up.
Whatever you hear about the Bidens, don't worry about it. Trump, Trump, Trump. It's called Trump derangement syndrome, and now it's becoming so sick. They are politicized. I'm embarrassed to be a lawyer at this moment. Honestly, I am ashamed. I am ashamed to be a lawyer. I'm ashamed that this is the state of our country, and it is so obvious that there's this dual system of justice. This is selective prosecution, selective.
Okay, Katie, or whatever.
persecution.
Dude, I love this so much. Like, oh my God, it's so fake. Like, she doesn't even fucking believe any of this shit. It's only shitty because, like, remember, I always told you Ron DeSantis is a joke, except for one unlikely outcome, and that is Donald Trump is somehow unable to run, or clearly, like, held back dramatically. I don't know what's gonna happen. He can still run from prison. Eugene Debs comes to mind. There's nothing funnier that I can imagine with respect to Donald Trump and his past behavior whenever he's violating the law and rules and regulations, his open disdain and his transparency in doing so, that makes him the perfect criminal in any kind of minor to major violation of said law. He is so brazen that, like, if there is one person who could go to jail on issues that are hard to prove otherwise, as long as you have, like, 3.5 fucking brain cells, Donald Trump is the one guy that I believe, if he actually tried to, like, sell documents or whatever, or if he had the even intent of selling these documents, he's the one fucking guy who would openly say it. Like, every single time he's gotten in trouble, he has very straightforwardly, like, openly been like, I'm doing crimes. How can we do these crimes in an even more illegal way? Let's document this. I don't know how, like, he's so awesome at doing crimes in the most obvious ways. Like, he's the type of dude who's like, I, Donald Trump, am robbing a bank with a gun I purchased with a straw purchase from a friend whose name is Rudolph Giuliani, and I am robbing this bank right now. I will not be able to get away with it because my getaway car has one wheel that is busted. I'm doing this because I want to steal the money, and I want to buy myself more Sudafed. The only other person that does crimes this openly is Andrew Tate. That's the only other person I can think of that's just straight up is like tells on himself regularly.
At the same time, you have a credible informant telling the FBI that Joe and Hunter were bribed with $10 million by a Burisma executive.
Where is this coming from? Dude, this is so fire. I don't even know if this is true, but I didn't even hear about this. It's awesome. They're like literally living in a totally separate planet. By the way, he should go to jail if that's the case. I 100% think he should go to jail. Actually, fuck it. Throw Joe Biden in jail too.
You know what? I have to point out what the former president is saying about that garage with the papers strewn all over and the lack of classified document security at a current president's home. All of that is true. We have pictures of where the Corvette was parked. Yeah. We know that they found documents that weren't even told to the American public, weren't even told to anybody outside the Biden circle for months after they had been first found at the Penn Wharton University pen with his name on it, that place at the campus, and then 2 of his homes, and then it was like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, there was a major component in the Michael Pence and Joseph Robinette Biden situation, though. Are you guys ready for this? It's called compliance, okay? When the law enforcement officials come to you, they knock on your door and they say, hey, you got a bunch of stuff that we want from you, okay? We conducted an investigation and we want the stuff back because it doesn't belong to you. You say, oh, my bad. Here you go. Go ahead. Go to all of my houses. Go to everything. Take it. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have it. Now, in other circumstances, that might not work for you, okay? But you're not the former fucking president or the vice president. They can get away with it. Trump, just like Michael Pence and Joseph Robinette Biden, was given numerous opportunities to comply. Numerous opportunities. And yet, for some weird reason, and I cannot wait for the reasoning. Oh my God, I'm so excited to find out what the actual reason is. Just did not do that. He didn't do that from the jump. He kept it, and then he lied about keeping it, and then they had to go in and forcibly take it from him, and then he claimed that it was like the worst thing that could have ever happened. It was a SWAT team raid, and now there's still even more. There's more shit that we don't even know where it is, and it's like we don't know why he's doing it. We don't know why he chose to do it back then. I don't even understand why he did it to begin with. Why didn't you just comply from the jump? It's fucking awesome.
But when Democrats, and especially Biden family and others, are alleged to have had wrongdoing, that these investigations go nowhere. And I just, it's a two-tiered system of justice, Harris, and we've talked about this before, but this is just another example, and I think it's the worst example yet.
Yeah, it's a two-tier justice system in the sense that, like, people like Donald Trump don't get in trouble for shit that, like, his underlings absolutely would get in trouble for. One of the greatest examples of this is literally Michael Cohen going to jail, and, like, there's a point of contention there for whether or not Trump should even go to jail for the same thing that Michael Cohen went to jail for. That's it. That's, like, a clear demonstration demonstration of a two-tier justice system, okay?
Let's say, for example, Donald Trump told an unwitting person, move that box, and that person didn't know anything about that. That's not a conspiracy. That's a crime by Donald Trump, not the guy moving the box. If they both knew and had a meeting of the minds, this is illegal and we're doing it, that is a conspiracy. And I also want to underscore the fact that this—
Dude, if they're saying this in the investigation, I 100% believe that Trump had a conversation. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God. Trump is such a fucking dumbass, dude. Oh my God, 100p, dude. He 100% would have been like, yeah, this is very illegal, folks. Very illegal. You better hide it good. Oh, new video. New Trump video. New Trump video. Oh, a rare Trump. This is rare post-indictment Trump. It's not always, you don't always get one of these. It's like a Pokemon card, okay? Oh my God, it's 4 minutes long. Oh my God, I'm gonna nut.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first.
God damn, bro, no microphone. So Donald Trump Jr. posted this on Twitter because like Trump is still refusing to get on Twitter, which is really annoying. I feel like he's doing it to annoy me individually. But here is Donald Trump.
And they go after him on a boxes hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. This has been going on for 7 years. They can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report, and that came out. No collusion after 2.5 years. That was set up by Hillary Clinton and Democrats. They come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot, against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot. But we're leading against Biden by a lot, a tremendous amount. And
a tremendous
to
amount.
a level that they figure the way they're going to stop us is by using what's called warfare. And that's what it is. This is warfare for the law.
Is that what it's called? Using what's called warfare.
Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our—
So, I worked for a while to identify this painting. I could not figure it out. But I do know this hand symbol is like, it's a dog whistle. Like, it's just like, okay, but, in a context like a painting, I don't know, dude. I want to know more about this artist.
Our country to shreds. We have such big problems, and this shouldn't be one of them. It's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax.
I love that he's like, come on, guys, we got bigger issues, you know? Who amongst us hasn't been indicted for charges of conspiracy to possibly sell, I guess, classified documents? I don't know what the conspiracy charges are in obstruction of justice. I mean, come on. It's like, what's a little document saga between you and me? Okay, your favorite president, which I agree with, I think. What is that about, you know? Everybody fucking calm down.
So I just want to tell you, I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong. And we will fight this out just like we've been fighting for 7 years. It would be wonderful if we could devote our full time to making America great again. And that's exactly what we did. But now, again, our country is in decline. We're a failing nation. And this is what they do. I'm an innocent man. We will prove that again. 7 years of proving it. And here we go again. Very unfair. But that's the way it is. I just want to thank everybody. We are doing something very special for our country.
Why is he thanking
America
people?
First. I always put America first. And that's why we were in a position.
Who is he thinking?
That position is no longer valid because they've done such a poor job. But we're in a position where we're going to make America great again. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly. Thank you very much.
Thanking in advance for those campaign contributions? Yeah, I guess. I mean, he didn't give us anything on that. Like I would have expected maybe like, you know, when you're famous, when you're president, they let you grab the documents. You can grab them all day. It's fine. But when you're no longer president, they make a big deal, folks. How come? Okay, this is actually a big deal though. Someone in the chat said he didn't even attack the prosecutor's family. Dude fell off. That actually is kind of indicative of like either how fatigued he is or what he thinks his chances look like. Because honestly, yeah, old Trump would have 100% fucking popped off. What's happening right now?
Apparently mishandling top secret documents is okay if you're a Biden or a Clinton or I guess a Democrat for that matter. Hillary mishandled America's secrets on an unsecured private server that we were told was likely hacked by foreign countries, and then she attempted to cover her tracks by deleting 33,000.
So here's what's interesting about this. Whenever people talk about the double standard, you know what I always think of? The buy your logic, which is why it's Felix's fucking username, for those of you who don't know. Are they saying that it's like okay that Hillary Clinton did all of that, and also it's okay that Donald Trump is doing all of that? Because if it's okay that Donald Trump is doing this, and it's okay that then Hillary Clinton did it and wasn't prosecuted, and Donald Trump shouldn't either, then why did you keep saying lock her up this whole time? Doesn't that kind of ruin the argument of lock her up, which obviously never even happened? Or are you saying that it's not okay that Hillary Clinton did it, and so therefore it's not okay that Trump is doing it? Because it doesn't really make sense when you say, well, you know, these are identical.
No, lock her up, but not him. But not him. That's what they mean.
Situations, and Hillary Clinton didn't go to jail, but she should. But also Donald Trump shouldn't go to jail. Really make a lot of sense.
Trusted confidential human source that even the Obama-Biden administration ended up paying on occasion. According to FoxNews.com, the source detailed conversations with a Burisma executive to the FBI.
I love this. The funniest thing on the planet would be happening if this came out to be true, and then there was a separate impeachment of Joseph Robinette Biden, while simultaneously Donald Trump was going to jail over espionage charges. I would fucking lose my mind.
That would be
if
awesome.
Joe Biden was dumb enough to conduct himself in the same way that Trump did, and this was like a provable instance, which by the way, I'm not even saying that these guys don't get fucking their wheels greased. You know what I mean? Hunter Biden certainly did. He was trafficking in the name of Biden. He was trafficking with the Biden last name. You know what I mean? He was definitely peddling influence and probably duping people really into thinking that he had a lot more access than he actually did to get jobs that he shouldn't have gotten, and got, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, not millions of dollars. Like I told you this back when it first fucking came out, that Hunter Biden was working for Burisma. I said that even back then. Many liberals even got mad at me and said, oh, well, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's like, no, it's nepotism. But these guys, at least the Democrats, they don't move like Trump do. Most Republicans don't move like Trump do. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is they always have plausible deniability. They leave like a little bit of fucking barrier between themselves and the crime itself, even if there is an actual fucking crime. So that's the difference between Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the guy who's like, no, I'm doing the crime. It's me. I'm doing it. And I hired the most incompetent Italian man to also do the crime alongside me.
So yet they're telling them, if you read something about Hunter, don't trust it. And that's how that story
Me and all my homies love crime.
got censored, isn't it? You would think after all of this that has come out after so much time, maybe they would think that we shouldn't be acting this way, but it seems like there's more arrogance than ever before.
If Hunter Biden's laptop was all that fucking important, then like they investigated it. Congress investigated it. They have access to it. It's like the Twitter file shit. You know what I mean? Like, put him in fucking jail. Put him in jail. I don't really understand why they're not like, I don't know. Why is nothing happening? Like, there are Republicans in Congress. They have committees. They have power. It's not like they're fucking powerless. Do it. Throw him in jail for having a big cock. Do it. But they know that there's nothing there, so they can't really do anything about it. So they just keep bringing it up over and over again.
But if they carve this out narrowly to try to focus on specific acts separate from the possession, then there's going to be a concern that they...
Brother, it's literally not just possession.
Can you hear that?
It's just a refusal to cooperate. That's why obstruction is one of the charges. What do you mean? Like, there was no obstruction with Biden. There was no obstruction with Pence. They cooperated immediately. Why are these motherfuckers so dense? I don't understand it, but I guess like the audience is super dense and they're looking for anything they can to like cling on to some hope. That's it though. That's like
decisions. It sounds like they are focusing on alleged crimes that occurred in the later half of this process, that they're focusing on very likely the movement of documents, the failure to
dude, when you're fucking screaming about how like this is going to undermine the confidence in our FBI and our glorious FBI, you're literally destroying your own argument. Like you're spending the past 5 hours literally doing that. Oh my God, is that Tommy Lauren? What the fuck?
Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. Pam, we'll start with your legal knowledge first and your take on the...
Bro, this literally looks like a fake panel. Like when I see these three characters, I'm like, this is like a Vought International panel from The Boys. You know what I mean? Like it's like a Fox News parody.
But as it pertains to the Republican primary, Republicans will rally around Donald Trump. I think every single Republican nominee.
Dude, yeah, Fox does feel fake. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this is not real. It's not real news. Legally, you know. But it does. It feels like SNL or something.
Should be down in Miami on Tuesday night, standing for justice in the country.
Dude, that's hilarious. Hey, yeah, everyone running against Trump should go down and defend Trump. Is such a funny take. Also, Tommy Lauren and everyone else is making it seem like there's no other candidate right now. Like they're like, oh, they're coming after Trump. They're coming after Biden's opponent. It's like, bro, there's like 11 people that are running right now. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, none of those people are valid. None of those people are legitimate, with the exception of Ron DeSantis, I guess, if Trump goes to jail. But having said that, there are still motherfuckers out there. Like, it's crazy to be like, no, it's only this guy. I can't wait to see what Rhonda says about this. Little Rhonda.
What are you so afraid of? Why are you so afraid to take on this man in a fair fight head to head? Why do you have to do all these shenanigans, pull all this cocky-mamie BS? Because you
cocky mamie? Tommy Lauren and I are the same fucking age, dog.
Take on
What is that? I've never heard that.
the man fair and square and let the American people decide.
Who the fuck says cocky mamie? What the fuck does that?
Powerful. Pete, you get the last word tonight. You have two strong opinions to top. Go ahead.
Hey, Bleach Bit, Hammers, emails, Burisma, Hunter. If the problem is how do we tell the story?
We just doing word association now.
Remind people what's been done. And oh, by the way, your life's worse off and the world is in chaos because Donald Trump is not at the helm.
That's fucking awesome. He just blurted out all of the talking points by just addressing words. He said just keep saying Hillary, Hillary, Hillary.
Unless Merrick Garland is just absent, this crossed his desk. Did he inform President Biden? We know this is the Biden administration.
Okay. I'm bored.
President Trump is 76 years old. If the Department of Justice gets his way, he will die in federal prison.
I'm not predicting that. Mark Levin is predicting that. Trump is kind of old. I don't know. It wouldn't take a lot of these charges to potentially put him there for the rest of his life. But this is a lot, obviously, for many
I don't think he's actually going to go to prison. I don't think that's going to happen.
On the right to deal with these new charges. You had Mark Levin right there. By the way, that was the beginning of a 7-minute rant where he called it, "This is an insurrection." This is an insurrection. Okay, well, look, he's having a tough time. He's not the only one. Stephen Miller said, "This is a sad day for me personally."
Yeah, that guy has any emotions.
Serious, like he has emotions, like he has actual affection for Donald Trump. It doesn't just see him as a means to an end.
And like he can go out in the daylight. No, the ancient curse he's under prevents that action.
100%. Yes, the curled monkey's paw that occupies the center of his chest won't allow it. Also, you know what's a sad day for you maybe? That this guy who is supposed to be like the perfect
avatar for your sort of xenophobic, hateful conservatism that can distract everyone with the nonsense while getting tax cuts done can't just stop breaking the law. Stop totally needlessly breaking the law. And then when you're given outs, just don't give in. Just keep the documents. Just ensure that you're going to be raided and face charges. This is all so needless from the point of view. Yeah. If
it really didn't need to happen. It did not need to happen.
If I was a fan of Trump, I would consider that to be pretty sad that our guy can't just keep it together a little bit with the crimes. Anyway, others.
By the way, really quick, Mark Levin. Someone took the video of Mark Levin and put milkshake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force over it, and it works perfectly.
Okay, I need you to send me that. I need to see that. Anyway. We have Ron DeSantis saying the weaponization of federal law enforcement represents a mortal threat to a free society. This is my favorite thing about this. He's like, we have for years witnessed an uneven application of the law depending upon political affiliation. And as we know, he would never use the law to target people for their political affiliation. He says we need to excise political bias and weaponization of law enforcement. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Is that right? Is that right? Says the guy who raided someone who was just trying to document COVID cases. Interesting.
Start in Florida. That'd be a great place.
Was almost my garbage person for that. Sorry, this is the last I'll interrupt, and then I have it. He was almost my garbage person for that exact reason. It's like you're arresting teachers for teaching people. Don't talk to me about weaponizing your fascist militia.
100%, and he would have earned it for that. Grant Stinchfield says this only makes us stronger. There's a lot of that going around where they're like trying to claim that this is like the most awesome thing. Okay, maybe it is.
Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump.
Yes, they do. Donald Trump put up that video in reaction to the indictments coming up. And I don't think that they had planned much for it, despite the fact that we knew that charges might be coming for some time. And I say that for a couple of reasons. One, they put him directly below, I think, the sun. I think like the sun was a foot above his head, because that's not a good look for a guy with hair like that. Also because it's like a 4-minute video, and you might be wondering, why did you only put up like 7 seconds of it? Because none of the rest of it was remotely interesting. None of it really had anything to do with the charges whatsoever. It was boring, just boilerplate Trump stuff. And then the final reason that I don't think they planned for it was pointed out by Keith Olbermann on Twitter. Take a look at this screen grab. If you're gonna have him stand in front of a painting, don't have the guy being accused of crime stand in front of the old-timey gentleman who is twirling his mustache. That seems like a weird choice.
Nothing to see here.
But anyway, he did bleat more that I think might be relevant. But first, what do you think about this? He's the first ever former president to be charged with crimes, and his first official communication is just buffoonish, Brett.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time last night trying to figure out what that painting was, either by like, opening and like taking screenshots to reverse image search about. That was one thing I did. Then I used Photoshop AI to try to fill in the blanks, getting rid of him.
I knew you were gonna do that, by the way.
And I couldn't. It looked like this was the rest of the photo. I Googled like Chester A. Arthur and like William Howard Taft, because that's kind of vaguely who it looks like, twirling their mustache. Also, it looks like the guy's making that like white power finger wiggle thing, but they just love, that like hand gesture, whatever, stupidity. But it's just cartoonish, and it's so boring at this point. It's mind-numbing and it's boring. It's like,
yeah, he just like puts his speech in a blender, spits it out, and just gives that, and then does it the same the next time. It's just bad.
The later seasons of Heroes, it's just it's just shark jumping nonsense where they realize they set the tone that it needs to get exponentially more ridiculous over time. And at this point, we're approaching the limit of infinity where I just can no longer notice the difference between today and tomorrow because it's just the same amount of incredibly, infinitely dumb.
In terms of dumbness, yes. I do think that weeks like this are important because investigations of Trump, new details about the investigations, those sorts of things can start to blend together over time because there have been so many. But him actually being indicted, and again, we're not quite to Tuesday, those things stand out. We're probably only gonna have 4 to 6 of those in our life, so we should appreciate each one when it comes. This is only the second. But anyway, as I said, Donald Trump, once he had gotten out from under the heat lamp, I think that he was standing under, he did have some things to say in his defense, and he was able to collect himself and resume some gravitas by bleeding in all caps. I am an innocent man. The Biden administration is totally corrupt. This is election interference and a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time. Make America great again. Okay, he can claim that he's innocent. There is a presumption of innocence. Still, I guess after all this time and all these allegations, I guess he can do that. In terms of it being Biden, we're gonna talk more later on. That's really the big narrative here is this is just Biden doing this. But I will remind you, it's a grand jury that apparently approved.
Yeah, it's not like Biden can just be like, lock him up, do it. Cause like, if that was the case, then Trump would have locked up Hillary, right? There would have been nothing stopping him.
These indictments, he's going to have a trial. He will have to convince them, or I would say the opposition will have to convince them that he committed these crimes. It's not like Biden can just like twirl his mustache and then like Trump goes off to Siberia. So again, I don't know how it will likely be a successful strategy in terms of getting many right wingers to continue to ignore how serious this is. But beyond that, I don't particularly care. Once he gets into more specifics about why you shouldn't care, and why Biden arguably has done worse things, it gets, once again, I apologize, Brett, but to very dumb territory when he says the corrupt Biden administration has informed my attorneys that I have been indicted seemingly over the boxes hoax. Nobody calls that except him. Even though Joe Biden has 1,850 boxes at the University of Delaware, more boxes in Chinatown, more at the University of Pennsylvania, and documents strewn all over his garbage floor where he parks his Corvette, and which is secured by only a garage door that is paper thin and open much of the time. I get that he wants to add details to his BS made up story to make it sound more authentic, but how the hell would he know any of that stuff? How does he know how thick the garage door is? That it's open? Is he sitting across the street from Biden's house? And 1,850 boxes, Brett, that is just the most absurd random number that he made up.
I think he searched like boxes rebellion and he just came up with like 18, I don't know. What happened? So anyways, yeah, it's I love that image, John, of Trump on a stakeout with a tub of melted ice cream and a soup ladle, just being like, he's coming, oh, here comes the garage door, it's opening. I have literally nothing else to do with my time. It's, yeah, I feel like the other detail that's my favorite is the Corvette part, because for people, I'm not sure about Trump, but for the thoroughly rich, bringing up that someone drives a Corvette is your way of calling someone tacky. Yeah. But to most of America, when you hear that a dude drives a Corvette, you're like, awesome, that's boss, bro.
Yeah, Trump would have no interest in a Corvette or really any type of like sports car or anything like that, because he's never gonna drive. Like he's that level of like disconnected, been wealthy for 50 years that has he driven a car in the last like 3 years? Like honestly, I don't even know. It's such a weird thing to attack.
Ever.
And
he's a New York trust fund baby. He's never driven a car in his life.
Yeah, he's just riding around in limos all the time.
Yeah. And I'll say what I've always said. I know that they consider this to be like a devastating counterpoint. Like Biden might have done it too. Now, no, there's no evidence that Biden has done many of these things that Trump is being alleged to have done. But if he did, then there should be charges against him too. I don't know why that's considered so devastating. Like you're gonna scare us into submission. Well, yeah, I do want my elites to be able to get away with crime, so I guess yours can too. No, send both of them to jail.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that I'm for the rule of law and you are not.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcast.
As if we needed fucking reminding.
Governor Ron DeSantis launching an ad against Donald Trump
This is hilarious.
using fake AI images of Trump hugging Dr. Fauci. It's a beautiful thing. Here it is.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're all fired. All four are fired. You're fired. You're fired. Today I walk in, I hear I'm going to fire him. I'm not firing him. I think he's a wonderful guy.
Should you have fired Fauci?
So a lot of people asked me that question, and I did it right. Because if you do fire him, you're going to have a firestorm on the left again.
Why did you feel unable to fire Fauci?
Personally, you're not allowed to.
Every time he goes on television, there's always a bomb, but there's a bigger bomb if you fire him.
Frankly.
Oh my God. Kissing him right on the eyes. Oh my God, just straight on the glasses. Adorable. Fauci's, these are like pretty good, actually. Oh God. Oh.
On television, there's always a bomb, but there's a bigger bomb if you fire him.
Frankly, you can't win that one. If I would have done it, I would have taken heat.
Yes. What I've been waiting for. Let's put it up, full mass. Can you tell the difference? All right, you got real Trump and you got fake Trump. NPR was able to confirm which of these images were real and which were created using AI. I could not determine it. This is not the first time AI has been deployed in the 2024 presidential campaign. The RNC created this ad using AI-generated images back in April.
This just in, we can now call the 2024 presidential race for Joe Biden.
My fellow Americans.
This morning, an emboldened China invades Taiwan.
Financial markets are in free fall as 500 regional banks have shuttered their doors.
Border agents were overrun by a surge of 80,000 illegals yesterday evening.
Officials closed the city of San Francisco this morning, citing the escalating crime and fentanyl crisis.
Who's in charge here?
It feels like the train is coming off the tracks.
And Donald Trump will talk at some point about how egregious this is, how this has to be stopped. It should be illegal, he will say. Well, let's put it up. You see, Trump has been guilty of this as well. He posted a video that featured an AI-generated version of DeSantis.
Yeah, we talked about this. This was hilarious. This was actually pretty funny. Besides, the anti-Semitism.
Voice in a video posted to his Truth Social account, placing DeSantis in a Twitter Spaces conversation with Dick Cheney and Hitler, among others. Advocacy groups warn about further use of this in politics. The American Association of Political Consultants announced last month that it will use a broad standard to review, condemn, and if necessary, sanction its members for using deep fake ads produced with generative AI technology. The group's president-elect, Larry Hung, told HuffPost, AAPC has taken a strong stand against the use of deep fake videos intended to mislead voters. Such ads are a violation of the AAPC ethics policy and are ineligible for the annual AAPC Poly Awards. And the collective response from the political community was, who gives a damn about that? So here's the reality. There is absolutely nothing within the context of law that would make this illegal. We've allowed political speech to be whatever it wants to be, to permeate in areas, well, less traveled by those outside of politics. You can lie on a person running against you. Nothing illegal about it. What is AI-generated imagery? It's a lie. That's all it is. But we have allowed lies to become the standard. It's not simply normal, it's expected. So this new expression of that lie is all it is. It's a new expression of a lie. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how this impacts the campaign. We're not talking about things that look real. We're talking about things that appear real to everyone. No one can tell the difference. Now, when that kind of technology takes hold in the political cycle, please understand it will penetrate everyday Americans, everyday people. This is not going to be something that remains just a political conversation, is my point. Waz, what are your thoughts about not AI look real technology, but AI real technology? No one can tell the difference. What are your thoughts?
Part of me kind of feels like nothing is new under the sun, right? This is a sort of digital AI era version of what I'm sure you'll remember, the swift boating of John Kerry, where George Bush and them boys.
Yeah, it's all like, there's always been selective editing, you know, clipping certain things, editing certain ways, implying certain things. It's just gonna be way more effective, like, as propaganda.
Basically started a whole campaign implying that he deserted his post and like deserted his homies in Vietnam. Yep. Completely, wholly false, untrue, and it helped to, you know, to tarnish John Kerry's reputation. Also, some people might not remember this, but they started a whisper campaign against John McCain that he allegedly fathered a black baby out of wedlock. These are just lies, like outright lies that, again, this was the Bush campaign in the GOP primary. They pushed outright lies about these guys. And to me, this is in lineage with that. Okay, yep. Just dirty tactics, what people from, you know, people from Dick Cheney and on would call rat effing, right? This is just dirty, underhanded political tactics. This type of stuff ultimately taking it too far is what brought down the Nixon regime in the 70s. This is all part of that nonsense.
Well said.
In June, the Supreme Court ruled to protect the rights of gay and transgender people in the workplace. But now, critics of the ruling believe it could have dangerous
Where? Okay, time for Masterbaker. I really just wanted to talk about the indictment for tonight, but I feel like that counts as fun. For me, at least.
Day 3 here at the Master Bakery, and our final 4 bakers are ready to make the most delicious.
Oh, dear God. That's your emergency butter? Can I? Yeah, if you have an emergency.
Dear God.
Oh.
What are you trying to do here, Jesse? What is this? Get it right there! Get it!
Working out over there.
My crust still, because I thought I was gonna make half a pie.
Sorry, didn't ask.
You did.
Literally did.
I already know I'm going home. Let me have this. I don't understand a thing she said. I hate it. Most people.
Too bad.
QT Cinderella welcomes you to another season of the baking competition from hell. 6 contestants who can't bake for shit.
Let's go.
5 days. Each with a new challenge. Each day, the worst baker gets eliminated until there are only 2 left. Facing off in a grand finale for a cash prize and the title of Master Baker.
Our judges for the day, I can introduce them, is a veteran Master Baker.
Thank you. I am a Master Baker, very clearly.
Welcome back, Point Crow.
Thank you. I did not eat breakfast in anticipation
That was a bad idea.
I will not let you down, baby.
Hell yeah.
Sandwich, welcome. First time judge, first time in the kitchen. Not literally, you're a woman, so probably. Yeah, you've been here.
My name is Sandwich, and I own an air fryer, so.
Huge! You and Connor eats pants.
Yeah!
What's that under your
Your notepad. What's this? What's this? What is this?
Who is that from?
No, me and Myth were just talking.
Myth, how do you have that much money?
You want to keep cash on it?
Not $100.
You want to randomly bribe somebody to make sure that they like your baked goods?
I thought that you said it was because we were friends. You're just like, hey, do you want $100?
We are friends.
You're a Humegalol, do you want $100?
You're a Humegalol. Jeff, today you have 1 hour and 15 minutes to make our lovely judges a pie.
That was a pie.
And your time starts now. Damn it. Oh, wait. Oh, it starts in 10 seconds, actually. Wow, what a good timer. Don't move for 10 seconds. Time starts now. We don't have a video for pie. I'm sorry, everybody. It was a scheduling error. I changed it, but I didn't tell the producer that I changed it. I only kept it in my brain, which is a typical thing for me to do. Chat, we're going to go into the bathroom, you and me, and I'll tell you how to make a pie, okay? Ow! Hey, chat, it's me.
Bathroom pie? I don't know.
Nice to see you. I washed my hair today. I hope you're proud of me. I'm sorry, I mixed up the days. Anyway, to make a pie, it's really very simple. You need ice cold water, cold butter, and flour to make a crust. Now, when it comes to pie fillings, there's a ton of different things you can do. You can do cream pies, a fan favorite. There's lots of ways to use creams and milks to make custard-like pies, lemon meringue pie, or you can just do a fruit pie like an apple pie. We've got tons of all of these ingredients out there for options like this. We're gonna see what kind of pies they're gonna make. I have a feeling a lot of them are gonna go apple. Anyway.
Oh God, I want pie.
Sorry again for not having the video. All right, Soil, how's it going?
Oreo crust pie.
Oreo crust pie?
I don't really know how to make a pie dough, so I thought I would kind of like cheat a little bit. Maybe it's just gonna be like a nice Oreo cream pie, you know?
Wow, cream pie. Those are Aiden's favorite.
You like those?
I do like that you just have a chunk of butter sitting on your...
It was in case of emergency.
Right over here, we've got Myth. It looks like he's picked out some apples. What is your plan?
Okay, so I'm thinking of making like a little apple cinnamon spice pie.
Okay.
Tasty.
Oh, what a hero. Fan is the first to preheat an oven.
I was like, I don't know how to make a crust, so I'll either use graham crackers or Oreos.
Wow. Is that what you're using today? Is graham crackers?
We got any Ziploc bags?
Why do you want a Ziploc bag?
To crush his Oreo. Sure.
It works. Hey, if it works, it works. You know.
This will work.
That'll work. What's happening over here?
That's all you just told me.
Okay, so I took some important notes. This is what I've got so far.
Yeah, welcome to the kitchen.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting tetanus from the bag that he's putting the Oreos in.
Potentially.
I don't know where that came from.
Oh my dear God.
I'm crumbling my Oreos.
So violent. Soil, chill.
Oh, Soil, that's just a little bit of a setback, huh, buddy?
Guys, there's some piping bags here if you need to use those to crush Oreos.
My Oreos are all over the floor. I need to salvage this.
Don't pick them up off the floor.
He has Oreos all over his back. I hope you guys enjoy Florios.
Florios. Beautiful.
But also, did you remember to sign your waivers?
No.
Someone has learned how to use their mixer.
It's like the evolution timeline. You have like the caveman on one side and then like industry on one side.
Is there any more Oreos?
No.
Oh,
Let me talk to my judges real quick. As you saw, we have a graham cracker crust and an Oreo crust.
Yeah.
Very smart, actually. Very easy to do.
So, like, how do you make pie?
There are no eggs in pie crust. And both Aiden and Myth have used
Is it like
eggs.
baking soda?
Also, he's just wearing sunglasses, and I feel like he's hiding something.
That's typical of him. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's kind of like doughy.
Wow.
So I'm gonna just keep going this until I think it's at a texture that I think is good.
You're adding what?
I'm so happy with myself.
One more egg. Oh, what does Aiden have?
Don't say I'm in the lead.
Okay. And what's in that?
This is egg, flour, and water.
Egg, flour, and water.
Yeah. This is how I massage Ludwig's back when we're together on trips.
Just naked in the Japanese bathhouse.
In the bathhouse. Only the boys let in the bathhouse.
Yeah, they do say only the boys are allowed in the bathhouse.
I'm gonna try and make meringue as well.
Wow.
That's one of the things I remember from school.
That's so exciting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You learned how to make meringue in school?
Yeah.
Our school had a barn with goats in the back.
That's kind of cool.
That was humanities.
I had free lunch and a football team I had to hide from.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. Now I know what I need to do.
She's back in, boys. What do you need to do?
I need to let it cool.
Wow. This
This is butter with graham crackers and sugar and brown sugar.
Great.
Look how good it looks.
Fan Pan and Soil, with their crumb crusts, have both added way too much butter. When they bake it, it's gonna leak out and you're gonna have a pool. Pie dough is usually just flour, butter, and water. It's a little salty. They do have eggs in it, so it's gonna be a little dense, but that's okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, something over here smells like feet, chat. I don't know what it is.
I thought she was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want
It smells like feet. So anyway, if any of the old judges are watching, it wasn't me. Judges, I hope you like hand sweat. That is Fan Pan's specialty.
I do want to note its ingredient list.
Secret ingredient.
2 cups flour.
2 cups of flour.
Spelled like flowers.
That looks great.
Wow.
He's doing great, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think
This has exceeded all my expectations.
That's your emergency butter. Can I?
Yeah, if you have an emergency.
Want to like?
Oh, why is he like that?
It's pretty good.
Oh, I hated that.
What's up? No, I'm full.
Yeah. Did you say
Yeah,
like you're welcome.
I really hated that
I
he did
take care
that.
of my food. What is this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the cream filling from the Oreos.
Oh,
Oh, it's just
okay.
the cream.
They're in that bowl. That's my pie crust. What do you think?
Wow, they look great. Yeah, the graham cracker in there with the cookies. It's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited.
And then
She loves to lick her hands and then use them. But it's cute. It's kind of like kissing. We're really close in the masterbaker kitchen. Just a bunch of masterbakers all getting close.
You know, it's just like kissing, except none of the fun part, and only the disease part. No. I mean, it's probably fine. It gets baked off, right? I don't know. I'm very clean when I bake, but I can't think about this too much, because then I'll never eat anything unless I made it myself again.
Baking each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Why?
He's got a lot of energy.
You know, all going in, making some cream pies.
Dude, you made that joke 3 times.
It gets better every time.
No, it's all the time. When we hang out normally, off street, normal activity, you're always
Dude, I would literally be beating
I don't want to
right
talk to you
now.
anymore.
Right, you can't talk to me right now.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to work with you.
You gotta get your ass beat by the Zelda, dude.
There's drama in the kitchen. The tensions are rising.
Yeah. Girls are fighting.
Get out of there! Get out of the pit, you stupid apple!
So chaotic.
Nope.
So chaotic. Please don't chop off your finger. Oh my god.
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that
Director's cut from the new Golem game.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a
He
second.
can put his, dough where his mouth is.
Oh, okay.
Hey, the Golem's really gone under since the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
No, none of them have. I've really gotten to know these contestants over the last few days. 47 minutes left. Okay.
Working out over there.
My crust still, because I thought I was gonna make half a pie.
Sorry, didn't ask.
You did.
Picking up the limes again.
Could this be the day?
Go for it.
Don't do it.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go with like everything?
Yeah.
It's like an everything pie.
Yeah, the everything pie. These are both great, so maybe that.
Wow. And everything
That's
pie.
unfortunate.
You don't have the wrap. You can't see what's top. So he had a wrap?
Yeah.
Oh, he was wearing a.
We had a small extra challenge one day. I don't know if you were there. They don't know yet. But they are going to have a decorating challenge. As you guys know, I've been a little behind this week, so we got some cupcakes. I'm just gonna remove the frosting because I don't want them to, use the frosting. But they will have to get a cupcake and decorate it and make their own frosting. So what happened, Aiden?
I just got a small mixing bowl. You got that problem often? Is it that it's too small? Alright, I just wanted to ask. I'm a good communicator. Okay. And so you ask the bowl if it's okay, and then they say they give you an affirmative yes.
They say could have been better.
Take the bowl out to dinner, like maybe call it the next morning.
I just want to let you guys know, I've been taking notes.
Yeah, show them your notes.
The diameter of the circumference is equal to the 3.1. Putting out there.
You must have so much sex.
I have so many bitches.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, you can't see anything. It's probably somewhere in Ohio. I'm still looking for it. I haven't gotten there yet.
No, but I heard the G-spot is.
Chefs, turn your mixers off and come to the front. Hands up, come to the front.
That's right.
You guys have an extra challenge today. 36 minutes left on the clock. Added to your time, you need to decorate cupcakes in a way that represents you.
Just decorate them.
Just decorate them. But you better make frosting. So you guys have to have a finished pie and a decorated cupcake in 35 minutes.
I forgot about my pie.
Oh, oatmeal.
I know. Look, what are you trying to do here, Jesse? What is this? There weren't a lot of places for it to go. Like, wouldn't want to get it on the workstation. Keep a workstation. All right.
Are you gonna get a towel? Or are you gonna make it big? No.
What's going on?
My pie is jiggling still. It's not supposed to be jiggling.
Oh wow. Are you saying that Myth copied you?
A little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what copying sounds like.
What? Cheat? Oh.
You guys ever
cheating?
So ridiculous that it doesn't even faze you.
I did pick up the apples first before Myth, and then after seeing that I had picked up some apples, he did in fact pick up some apples himself.
Finn, you just think you're hot shit, huh?
Oh,
Because you get first place. Huh?
I don't understand a thing she said.
This is my blueberry filling.
You are so disappointing. You and I spent more time in the kitchen than Slime and I ever did.
We just drank wine in the kitchen. We just got drunk.
We did just get drunk.
Want to see this? It's ready.
All right, behind chefs, something hot.
It came out this side.
What is this?
Because I pushed it down. No, it's not green. It's like a train derailed.
Is this all the lemon zest you used?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably not enough.
You should use triple that amount. So Myth is eating a banana and a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Fan is melting, but maybe lower the temperature. What's in there, Fan?
I just realized I may have put a little tad too much water. There we go. And then everything.
That is cinnamon soup. Fun.
Maybe I should add a little bit of.
Oh, okay. Are you just snacking?
Yum.
Oh, crust is out of the oven. Going back in. Don't burn yourself.
Let's try this again.
Is this your meringue?
It's gonna be. I don't want to overload it, otherwise it's gonna become too heavy. This is working.
Yeah. So this is Myth's icing.
Okay.
What did you put in this again? Butter, powdered sugar, and peanut butter.
All right, Aiden is checking on his pie.
Well, nothing another 20 minutes won't fix.
15 minutes, chefs.
Oh.
What is this?
This is my pie.
Oh. Just, we have 14 minutes.
Oh, wait, we have 14 minutes?
Yeah.
I just tried Myth's
You're not supposed to have peanut butter.
No. But hopefully this will make, it'll sink in before we get judged. Sympathy.
It's over. Everything is liquid. I can make you guys like a pie smoothie.
I mean, if you can rock it, you can rock it.
It smells good.
Remember, decorating cupcakes, you're supposed to decorate it to represent yourself. So I'm not sure what the peanut butter. That's what I always say.
At least there's one thing that's hard. Instead of this one. This one, I think it's actually easier.
I'm not saying it.
That's what she said.
First time I'm not saying it.
Can't.
Nothing's gonna be holding your
Shut the fuck up.
12 minutes. You have to have a decorated cupcake and a finished pie.
My hand is shaking. Oh my god.
Oh. Hey, don't mess up though. All right.
You should know how to do this. We did decorate a cake together.
I'm gonna keep it stacked. They wouldn't can the cum and then sell it.
How else would they sell the cum? 8 minutes, chefs. Finished pie and decorated cupcakes.
Piping? You can goddamn pipe that, all right? You can get that right into that goddamn cupcake. You got it. It's almost done! Right there! Get it! I'm proud of you, Chef.
You said you weren't celebrating Pride Month.
I'm really trying not to burn myself, and I don't think it's stiff enough, and I'm scared.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was so sad. Zoidal's struggling.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Vance's doing side quests in the kitchen. Oreo meringue muffin.
Just why you
No, I tried, I did.
still have more meringue.
It looks so good. I'm so proud of you, Zoidal.
Thank you.
Keep it up, man. I think.
How long?
Ah.
5 minutes.
What the?
Mine's still raw, so good job.
Oh! I wanna cry.
Your sprinkled down on mine, you motherfucker. Your sprinkled down like a disease.
Honestly, it's not bad.
Like a disease.
All right, 1 minute left.
Excuse me?
Oh, shit. This guy likes to show off.
Yeah, he has his update song. I want to.
3, 2, 1. Hands up, chefs. Zoya, what the fuck?
Ooh, I think there should be points deducted for everyone that's here right now.
We're gonna think about it.
I'm gonna be honest, the first genuine emotion I think I've shown on this show is when I took my pie out of the oven and I almost started crying. Because
We are gathered here today
unfortunately
until death do us part. And up first to present will be Myth, his cupcake, and then we'll do their pies.
Hello, judges.
Hello.
Now, the way that this cupcake represents me is first, chocolate. I'm black.
Jesus.
Secondly, peanut butter. I'm Middle Eastern. So that's like a lighter version of black. This is a mix and culmination of flavors, just like me, ethnically.
Judges, we will be judging the taste of the frosting only, obviously, because the cakes were purchased. And then as well, of course, keep, note of what you think of the decoration.
Yeah,
so
I'll
the marshmallow actually
itself.
represents my white side as well.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm glad somebody understands.
I thought that the cupcake looked nice. At first, I was a little bit. What is this?
That is a Twix.
A Twix, nice. Is it the left one or the right one?
That's the left.
The marshmallow was burnt. It was burnt.
Got it.
And I don't know how much I like that flavor. I will put the peanut butter butter that you had right there. Tasted really good.
I respect it, however, I don't think...
Oh.
I just wish I would see more personality.
Oh.
Careful.
I
see.
Here.
Good overall. I like they use a piping bag, and you may return to your corridors.
Thank you very much. Thank God I'm black.
Oh, all right.
Alright, this is my chocolate
Wait,
cupcake.
tell us about you first.
Yeah, so, the cake is chocolate.
Okay.
Because I'm white. Okay. I thought, why not make it a goofy little guy?
Little guy.
He's like multicolored hair. See how the sprinkles cut off here? This is his hairline, straight.
A lot of people in chat are spamming Gage. However, I would like everyone to know is stolen valor. Aiden is only bi.
Yeah, it's only that's what it communicates. It's not just my hairline. It's how I'm half gay.
Let's dig in, chefs.
All right, I'll take an eye.
And a sprinkle. Damn it, Aiden.
I wish I didn't take so much. Because it's so good.
You've made a little bit of chocolate flavored butter.
It looks really nice.
I thought that's great. I'm crazy.
It tastes like butter.
You should eat it. You should eat
more.
You should eat the rest of it. Sure. I heard third bite. Are you crying? No, right now. Are those tears in your eyes?
You eat your pie.
Chef, I would rather take my big toenail, take an ice pick, put it underneath the toenail, and shove it up against the wall 50 times, and eat another bite of your cupcake. This was the most vile thing I have tasted in
Holy shit, how is it that bad?
my goddamn life. It reflects you as a person.
Sad.
Oh. You like the googly eyes? Oh, great touch. I like the googly eyes too. Yeah. Thank you, chef.
You don't have to eat it. I wasn't anticipating. I thought I was gonna go last. Here's my cupcake.
Why don't you tell Eric what this is?
What is this? I don't know. I've never seen that before.
This is a vagina. That's what
Is that
they
what
look
that
like.
looks like?
Anatomical, educationally correct vagina.
Zoil
this is
also,
educational
this is
purposes.
also Zoil's first time seeing one.
How does this represent you?
I have one. I thought that I would take this opportunity to also sort of take a stand for, feminism.
You should join Face Clan.
Jesus Christ.
I don't want to taste yours, but we will.
Can I?
Yes.
Enjoy.
Eric, you can have the G spot. You pick it out.
Yep, that's where that is. Ooh, cutie loves it.
I've never eaten pussy, but that is
Weird
not what
acidity
I thought it would taste
to it,
I will say, Aiden did steal my mixing bowl. So
there are so many mixing bowls.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. But it is still, the consistency is not
Correct.
It tastes a lot like
There's
butter.
not enough sugar.
It's
yeah.
a lot of butter.
There's still not enough sugar.
It's like Aiden's, but sweeter.
All right, thank you, Fan Pan.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is the bare minimum. This represents me. I also dropped it on the floor. So there's floor.
This here now was on the floor.
Yeah. The top part is fresh, but the bottom part fell on the floor, and then I got those pieces off the floor and put them on. So
Impressive, you made meringue. You would have gotten stiffer peaks easier and sooner if you wouldn't have added sugar so soon. You did do it right though. I was sitting there watching and you did it right, but that was that would kind of give you a hard time.
I'm gonna get, a little bit. I'm gonna go that.
You want the Florio?
I got some. No, I got
Sure.
a little Florio.
You got a little Florio?
Uh-huh.
I just,
Wow. That's something.
It's good. I like it.
You like it?
I do like it.
But still, you still made a meringue. I would like to keep that very clear that that's very impressive, and you still did do that.
That's impressive, right?
That is impressive.
I'm impressed. I don't know what this is.
I'm going back to square one,
What?
Meringue is not easy.
Hands. I actually did wash my hands after I cooked.
You know what you did?
So that's good.
Yeah.
God.
Thank you.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We do still need to have the pies. Myth?
Hi.
Oh, we're doing the pies. Oh.
Hello, judges.
Hello.
This is my cinnamon apple pie. It's a little bit liquidy. Just a little drink for you to have after. Had the apples coated in brown sugar, cinnamon, and a little bit of regular sugar, and then I threw it all in there.
In
a little
fruit pies or any compotes, you add a little bit of lemon juice, and that's naturally going to thicken. It's a way to kind of make jam too.
Really?
Yeah.
I just squeezed lemon on it because I was like, she said fruit and lemon are good.
I'll take the dip in the pool.
You might.
I don't know if
That's just the juices infused. It is cooked.
Cheers.
It's not bad.
I feel like if the dough
I'm
was
so nervous.
better, it'd actually be pretty solid.
If this was cooked,
Yeah.
it'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
There is a lot of juice. It would have evaporated eventually.
Just needed more time.
Your pie dough has no eggs in it.
Really?
Yeah, there's no eggs in
What
pie
do you
dough.
put in the fucker?
It's just butter, flour, and water.
Wow.
You can't taste the egg, you can feel the egg because it gives you
soft,
a
right?
yeah, it gives you a
Gotcha.
doughy consistency.
Spongy.
So it's just gonna take longer to bake. But I think it's pretty good. I think you made a pie.
Should.
It looks.
Rustic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
old
we're a
town
little
people,
cottage
you know?
family.
Good job, guys. Good
Hey,
job.
thank you very much.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hate mint. Most people
Too bad!
All right.
What's up with all the long fucking faces, competitors?
Up next is Aiden.
Gaming.
I want you to think about what makes a pie. What makes a pie?
I just want you to know the security guard looked through the window and went,
What is it?
It's food.
Dude, what god did I curse to deserve this treatment? It is blueberry and why can I not remember now? Condensed milk. A big thing that I am realizing
Touch it like that.
upon you.
That's it? Just blueberries and condensed milk?
Upon you, I used a lot of eggs in my dough.
Oh god, it looks like this looks like surgery.
Okay. Can I grab?
Yeah, get the knife.
Cheers.
I already tried it.
You need flashbacks like when ego eats ratatouille, right?
Yeah. So, thing that is disappointing about Aiden is I feel like you haven't absorbed any information the past 3 days.
Yeah?
Your crust tastes like nothing.
Yeah.
You so tried though, and I am proud of you for that.
Let's do that. Oh god. That's like a boil. Blueberries.
Blueberries. Go try.
That looks vile.
Can I try some?
Yeah, no, you should. Take a bite, take a bite. Take a bite. My shame counter is reaching its limit.
We haven't tried to eat it.
Oh my god, that is actually so bad. I don't know why. I've never been closer to puking on the stream. That is actually so bad. I'll give you this. Hey, at the end of the day, you gave us a memory. Okay? You gave us stories to tell.
Remember this.
I don't think I've ever been worse at anything in my life. It takes a lot of confidence to come up here with something like that. So, wow, good job. Yeah.
Here it is.
Whoa.
No vagina.
Put in some water. I put in some cinnamon, some ginger. I put in some.
You did do ginger.
Oh, ginger.
I did.
Wow, okay.
So, first off, The crust idea, phenomenal. I love that you did that.
Okay.
However, you only need about a tablespoon of butter.
Oh,
you added
okay.
2 cubes.
Yes, I did. Yes, I added, yeah.
For a graham cracker crust or an Oreo crust, all you need is sugar, the graham crackers, and butter. The burntness isn't too bad.
Okay.
I think your apples are actually flavored better than Miss. She added more than just cinnamon, and that changed it.
Well, my crust is a little too hard.
The apples are good though.
Yeah, the apples are good.
I do like the apples.
Okay.
The crust is
So
very,
much better.
very sweet. I'll agree with Cutie here. The apples are
Yeah, the apples taste good.
pretty good.
Pair it with the apple, you know?
You can dip it if you want, you know?
Give it a swim.
Is it bad that I like it? I tasted a lot of butter, but I don't like it.
All right.
Really good. Well, you know,
Thank
good
you,
job on
Fan
that.
Fan. So
Butter is good.
Really slow, like you look guilty, kind of.
I tried. Just know that. Is that a pie chart?
It is, yeah. It's a pie chart for pies. Yeah. Yeah, also pie, 100 digits of it.
Anyways, here's my pie.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a bit... Okay, so it's a cream pie. I creamed it up. I put it in the oven, and the cream on top was the cream from inside the Oreos. And I was going to put meringue on top, but I ran out of time. I think it would have made it too sweet anyway, but it's kind of formed a skin on top from where I cooked it.
I don't know if I would describe it like that, but you said you put Oreos in this, right?
The crust is Oreo crust.
Yeah. Is it Florio crust?
No, this is actually none of that went on the floor.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's a custard texture,
Yeah, you know.
quite literally.
All right.
I don't want to try
But
it.
No, it's
I have a
it's not.
problem.
No, I wouldn't say it's horrible.
I don't
It's
like
like
textures like this.
how do I put it? It's like a. It's bad going in.
It's a cream cheese.
You don't like
Man,
it?
it's like a yeast infection. It's like it's the texture of a yeast infection.
So it's a bit
Gross.
froshy.
It is
Cutie, stop. Ew. Why?
the cream pie, so.
Okay.
It's just so much cream cheese.
Oh, wow.
I don't like that it's cold.
Yeah, the cold makes it feel weird.
It was
I like
too
that.
gooey.
I'll put it like this: it is the most unique pie I've ever eaten.
I think I've got that every day. I think I've been very
He's
creative.
been very creative.
But you like it, right?
I don't like it.
Thank you.
Good try.
It's creative.
Oh, I think I'm going home today, so.
Good try. Oh, Fanfan's gonna try some.
The crust lately.
Oh my god.
I think the crust is alright.
That's fucking good. That's really good.
Yeah. What? I kind of like.
Oh my
this.
god.
Yeah, go for more. Go for it.
I kind of like that. Are you guys crazy? You guys hated it that much.
Give it a go.
It just smells like a plate of butter.
Try it. See, it's on. It's
Dude, everyone just eating out of the same spot. It's giving me anxiety. Oh my god.
The middle part was good.
Why the fuck are there lumps? Why are there lumps?
I don't know, yeast infection.
You guys
Yeah, why is it lumpy? That's not what you want.
go to the bathroom. Okay, so things to take into consideration,
cupcakes.
as well as the pies.
I feel like there was a lot to unpack in those past couple minutes. My stomach has never felt weaker.
Well, we're gonna keep deliberating over the pies, and you guys are gonna go to the bathroom with her.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hello. Hi.
So, you're the new kid here, huh? Around this time, we sit around in the bathroom and we talk about our lives. You know, if you got anything you want to get off your chest, feel free to do it now. I have a micro penis. And it's hard coping with the fact every day. Every time I pull down my pants when I'm getting to meet a girl, you know, you get the typical chuckle. But it hurts, you know?
I don't have a micro penis.
Satch.
I have a regular size one.
What is regular?
That must be so hard for you.
It's regular.
Go ahead.
I don't want to elaborate.
Let it out.
It's between us.
It just depends on
I
the
thought it
stage.
was you.
Oh.
Oh, that I'm going home?
Yeah.
All right, welcome back, contestants.
First place was tough, but also not really. Somebody who cooked their apples very, very well. No, keep doing what you're doing. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So the person that we're going to give first place to is... Fanfan. What?
What the f*** is that? What? She made f***ing apples. What? She didn't have a f***ing crust.
Those apples were good. Really? No, those apples were...
Hey, guess what?
Your
I'm coming there
loser
right
chair.
now. Go ahead. Let me lose. Let me lose.
Point Girl will say who got second place?
So it was close, and it came down to a second person. And that second person, second place, is Myth.
Can I please get another person?
Thank you very much.
I
thought you done great.
I thought you did subpar, but...
Both of you did bad. However, it wasn't up to us today because chat decided to save one of you. So it doesn't matter what we chose, who we thought got last. Chat decided to save today.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get it.
Say something, please! Please!
Set me free.
Aiden, we won't be seeing you tomorrow.
What?
Oh!
No!
Where are the aiming stands in the darkest hour?
During Pride Month too.
I thought I was done.
Soil was saved by the chat.
Wait,
But both of your pies were inedible.
But mine had the 4 little cuts in the top.
Aiden, you're going home. The last thing, big thank you to our judges, Sandwich and Point Crow. Do you guys have anything to shout out?
Thanks to Cutie for inviting us to come give our opinions that are very qualified to give because we're good at cooking. And thank you to you guys for watching.
And Aiden, will you do your dramatic walk, turn in your apron, say goodbye?
Thank you for this opportunity, Cutie. I really hoped that I would make it to tomorrow to show you that I retained any amount of information.
All right, goodbye. Oh, what?
Oh, I'd say I'd miss you, but my mom told me never to lie. So. Oh, Eric has said so many hurtful things today.
Run the credits.
Brutal. Brutal. It's always so funny to me. Like what people think is in stuff. They're so wrong. Oh yeah, Julian video. So Julian also has celiac, like me. He's just like me for real. And apparently he made churros. He made a gluten-free churro, which I've wanted forever. It's just tricky because you have to like fry it, and so it has to be like the perfect consistency and all that. So I'm curious if this works.
Welcome back. All of my burners are on. That is what we like to call a hot start. I think I might just leave them on for a little bit, warm up the place. I'll turn those 2 off. We're literally starting right now with something boiling already. So that's the pace I'm going today. Welcome back to my kitchen. We're gonna be making some more delicious potato inventions. I decided that this week I wanted to step just really far outside the box and make something kind of weird. And what I'm gonna make is potato churros. Is that right? Hold up, ain't no way. Savory potato churros with queso dip. They look more or less cursed in the Pinterest photo. This is what they look like.
Sounds
It's
cursed.
like a cross between like a funnel cake, dismembered, and fries. It's gonna be an experiment. Let me just paint you a picture, okay? You're at the county fair. You're walking, the sun's shining, you just got tickets, you won some plushies over at the bottle toss thing where you throw the ring on the bottles, even though you know for a fact that it's literally rigged. There's like YouTube that is explaining how absolutely rigged that game is. Somehow you landed a couple rings on a couple bottles and you're riding high off of your win, and you start to smell the funnel cake and you're like, oh, okay. And then you smell the churros and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And you go to the station and you're like, give me 5 churros. And you grab a fistful of them and you take a bite, and right as you're taking the bite, the guy behind the counter says, they're made of potatoes. Is your day ruined or not? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's improved. I don't know, but today we're gonna turn a sweet, traditionally dessert dish into a savory potato dish, because why not? And we're gonna make some queso dip because
Why
listen,
not,
you don't gotta,
indeed.
I don't need an excuse to make queso dip, but today I have one, so feeling good about that. Ingredients for this dish, fairly simple, okay? Obviously potatoes, which I don't have in front of me, because guess what I did this week? I pre-prepared them. You don't need to see me peeling potatoes every week. You don't need that, okay? So you know what it looks like. It's just, I'm peeling the potatoes, cutting them, cleaning them, boiling them, cooling them. So that's what we're doing. For the churros, we're gonna need 2 russet potatoes, and then the rest of the ingredients are a little bit of oat milk, full fat, some cornstarch, some spices, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. And then for the queso dip, we're gonna be making Lauren Toyota's Hot for Food legendary vegan queso, which requires some potatoes and carrots, jalapenos, and some brine from the jalapeno jar, arrowroot starch, nooch, some spices, some lemon juice, some oil, tomato paste, some odds and ends. I'll put both recipes down below for you. I've
That doesn't sound like queso at all, but sure.
discovered a little worm. What are you looking for? He's just breathing a lot.
So cute.
Yeah, he's just breathing. All right, you can continue. Go search for whatever you're looking for. I hope you find it. If you're looking for churros, just give me give me some time. Never made these. So you might be asking yourself, hey, we haven't even started cooking. Why is your burner on and water boiling at the very beginning? Well, I'm just pre-boiling water. It's never a bad idea to pre-boil some water because there could always come a time where you need water to be boiled. And if you have it pre-boiled, you don't gotta wait that like 10 minutes. It's already there.
True.
So our water's pre-boiled.
So true.
Pre-boiled by water. And we're gonna put our white potatoes cubed and about a cup of potato, half cup of carrots. We're gonna put this in some boiling water for 10 minutes. Hey Google, timer, 10 minutes, and then self-destruct. We'll see what happens in 10 minutes, I guess.
8, 2, 1.
My Google Home just self-destructed. Okay, whatever. We're gonna make the queso dip first because this recipe for potato churros happens fast. Once you start making the dough, you put it in a piping bag and you pipe it into hot oil, and then that's it. That's like, we're happening at that point. Things are moving fast, okay? We don't have time to like pause and make a dip at that point. So we're making the dip first, and you need your high-powered blender, you need some potatoes, so we're softening the potatoes and carrots up for 10 minutes, and we're gonna toss them in the blender with all the other ingredients, and then get queso in. I suppose we can start the dough in the meantime, so let's do that. Okay, so I have these potatoes already. They were prepped off camera, so you'll just have to trust that I did everything right. That's all you have right now, is trust. And soon, you'll have trust in potato churros. We add the boiled potatoes to a large boil and mash until smooth and creamy. Wait, what are we doing? It's ricing time, not the poison kind. Let's rice these potatoes. That's how you get them the smoothest and the creamiest. That is a satisfying feeling when it pushes through. That is the good stuff right there. Even if you don't like potatoes to be soft and creamy, treat this as like a sensory toy because it is really satisfying. That one didn't really work that well.
It does look
Oh my God, did I break this? Oh my God, I broke it. What the hell, how did that even happen? I just bent the potato ricer. Oh my God, all right. Well, let's try to put it back.
Strong.
That is strange. I have no idea why that happened.
Way too strong.
I wasn't being rough or anything. I was doing it like I was supposed to. Maybe the potatoes are just, no, that was weird. It was like, I just caught a weird angle or something. That is strange. Okay, potatoes are riced. All right, so we have to make an egg replacer. So we have powdered egg replacer, add a touch of water to it. This is just for consistency, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna whisk some water into the egg replacer. Then we're gonna add all of our ingredients and just start making the dough. There's the egg, cornstarch, and we add the milk, and we add our seasoning, and we mix until combined. This is gonna be interesting. I'm worried that like deep frying something out of a piping bag and have it not be sweet is gonna just like really mess up my brain chemistry a little bit. Oh, why is it red?
Yeah, why
No,
are
no,
you
no,
making
no,
it
no. I
sweet,
don't think it's
though?
supposed to be red.
Weird.
Why are you blue? Okay, well, this kind of looks like, what potato thing did we make with the curry powder or the curry paste? Looks like that kind of. Okay, yeah, it looks way more red than in the photo, which is kind of concerning, but whatever. It's definitely like a pasty consistency. You can hear the sound it's making. It's kind of a satisfying noise, actually. This is a great meal for when you want to invite your friends over. Say, hey guys, I'm making churros. Come on over, if you're really trying to convince them over. And then when they get here, it's potato churros. You didn't lie to them. You were telling the truth. It's a
I would
churro.
be so mad.
It's not on you to disclose every single ingredient inside of a churro. I mean, they're the guests. They should be thanking you. Okay, now we have to transfer all this dough, which looks pretty delicious, or something. I don't know, maybe it looks bad, into a piping bag with a large star tip, it says. So I think the way we do this is we cut off the tip of the bag. Don't let that go in the recipe, that's not edible. And then you put the piping tip down at the bottom, or maybe you do it the other way around. You do the piping tip and then, okay, so you wanna, I think make it so, like that. This is arts and crafts and it's baking. Well, no, this is not baking. It's arts and crafts and it's cooking. The metal tip of the piping tip is the last thing that should touch the potato mixture. Like that's what it should look like, I'm pretty sure. I think, we'll see. But anyway, let's transfer this over. Let's clear out our
Seems
plastic.
legit.
Nice and easy. This is kind of cursed looking, actually. You know what? I think this might be cursed. What's crazy is I never would have thought a recipe called potato churros would be cursed, but here we are. Anything can happen. Life is crazy. All right, that's enough. Okay, so we're gonna get this all ready. Oh my God, this is actually wild. Okay, I'm gonna twist the end. Let's get this off the water and strain the potatoes and carrots. Hey Google, literally die. Okay, so let's put all of our ingredients here for the queso into our little prep container, which I actually just got this prep container. It is so cute, I love it. We're gonna put arrowroot starch, salt, nooch, garlic, onion powder. That's what that is. A little bit of lemon juice. We need 1/4 cup of milk and then 1/4 cup of oil. This is a really unconventional, seemingly strange recipe for cheese, but I'm telling you, don't knock it till you try it. I say this every time I make it. I've made it in so many videos at this point. It's a brilliant recipe. Also, definitely don't, if you're gonna miss an ingredient, do not miss the jalapeno and jalapeno brine. That is a really important ingredient, which is right here. We got 6 slices of jalapeno and 3 tablespoons of brine, and I got the extra hot kind. And then we're gonna do a tablespoon of tomato paste, which I'm just gonna eyeball. Yeah, that's a tablespoon. Exactly, literally exactly. And now we blend. Now we just blend. This is our queso. It's kind of incredible, this right here. It's the cheesiest tasting and looking and best vegan cheese recipe that you could find on the internet. Trust me, I've been on the internet. I think I gotta tie this. Okay, I just hit it with a rubber band so there's no air getting in. But this is our piping bag. This is our queso. We'll save that for a second. I think I actually might do a quick blend before we serve. But now is when we gotta get our hot oil and our piping bag and all of our churro supplies ready to go, okay? Because we're deep frying potatoes once again in the name of Friday. Got some new gloves in case, we're handling hot stuff. You just never know. Gotta be prepared. Let's read the instructions and then we get started. By the way, we have a seasoning. It is our garlic powder, paprika, salt, onion powder, and then also just a bunch of parm, I think. How much parm? 1/3 cup. I'm eyeballing that. Something I'm discovering with a lot of these potato recipes is that Parmesan cheese is like really good for seasoning. I didn't know that until recently, but that's our seasoning. Okay, add enough oil to a medium pan that the churros can float and heat over medium heat until the hot, bro, this sentence is wrong. Add enough oil to a medium pan so the churros can float and heat over medium heat until the hot. Okay, whatever. So we're just gonna do some oil. We're gonna need a little bit more oil, I think. Good thing we have this literally massive jug of it. That should be good, I think. I don't know. Okay, so we want 350 degrees for frying. Why does it look like that in there? Is that the shadow? That's tripping me out. You see that? That's bizarre. While the oil's heating, add the Parmesan garlic, okay, into a dish. We did that. Pipe the mixture directly into the hot oil and fry until golden, up to 2 to 3 minutes. Flip the churros halfway through. As soon as the churros are done, remove them from the oil and toss them in your prepared seasoning. It doesn't say what shape to make these. There's so much left up to creative freedom here. All right, we'll use this. We also might need a tossing bowl, so we'll use this. Now we check the temperature. 176. We got some time, all right? We got a little time. Might go for a quick run. Hold on one second. What was my time? Imagine how twisted a fair, like a county fair, would be if every single fair food was savory. Like you had savory funnel cakes, savory churros. What else is there? Savory deep fried ice cream. Nothing was sweet. That would be called the unfair.
Why does it all sound kind of good though? Wait, wait, he might be onto something.
Is that annoying? 283, 284, 289, 295. I'll just give you a live reading of the temperature. 300, 301, 303. Mr. 305. 304 again, 309, 330, 340. Oh my God, it's about time. Here we go. It's game time, y'all. Let's start piping. Dude, this is weird. It's coming out really nicely of the piping bag, which I was concerned about. Like, it's actually easy to do. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna do only like 7 or something. I don't wanna crowd it too much. This is wild. I made them like little, like long fries, basically like kind of like uncurled curly fries. They're completely like submerged in oil. So I don't think.
Aren't they literally fries? Wait. I think it's basically a fry, right?
I need to flip them. I think I'm just gonna give them a couple of minutes and then, I don't know. Eat them with a fork, straight out of the oil. Hi, welcome to my restaurant. Would you like some churro? Have a seat and open your mouth. Sorry for saying open your mouth. I don't want to like touch them too soon because they seem still kind of delicate. Okay, it dropped, so that's good. It's always scary when you're deep frying stuff and you're like, you've got the perfect heat and you're like not paying attention for a second. All of a sudden it's gone up by like 100 degrees and you're like, what even happens chemically at that level of heat? And then you find out, but you still don't really understand. You just know it smells different and the pan is kind of like burnt. And then there's like, nothing goes right for the rest of the day or week.
Yep.
What is this?
And then you're cursed for 7 years.
What am I making? It smells good. It smells good. Okay, what is that? What is that? What am I looking at? They look done. I don't know how much else. I'm stressed.
I think it's a funny shaped fry.
Oh my God. This is kind of cursed. I'm glad I found this recipe. I'm just trying to show you up close, like what I'm looking at here. That's wild. Fries, I said fries. These are churros. How dare you, sir? Okay, let's try something. Okay, we got them in here. Yeah, they're still sticky, so. This is bizarre. Oh my God. This is what they look like with the seasoning on. This is a spicy recipe. Like, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but like what exactly in the whole damn world is this? It looks like a mix between a taki, a fry, a churro. That's it. Taki fry churro.
Great. Sounds
I'm gonna try one right now. And I'm not gonna tell you how it is.
What the fuck? Tell me.
That's really, hold on. I'll tell you later. Oh, we gotta dip them in the sauce. I forgot. A lot going on right now. I'm gonna blend this real quick to get the queso kind of warmed up. This is gonna be served at my fast food restaurant, the one I have in my kitchen, real quick. Come on, dude. This whole recipe, I didn't even use my knife once. Okay, here we are with our final product that no one asked for. It is a potato churro. So it's a savory, cheesy tasting churro fry thing. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, what is this object? Did we stray further from God with this one? Kermit's crying about it, so I don't know, he must know something, but let's give it
It looks good as
Let's
fuck.
give it a dip and try, okay?
It looks so good.
Cheers.
I'm so hungry.
That tastes like, it tastes good. It tastes like fluffy, light, deep fried potato fries. It's like if a fry was 50% lighter. I don't know why. It's like something about making the potato dough instead of frying hard potatoes. It makes it light and airy. It's really good and cursed at the same exact time. And it's crunchy. Bunny, you want one? Come here, Bunny. I'm not gonna give you one. They're too spicy for you. Okay, well,
Aww.
This is not a food I ever thought I would eat or make for sure. But now that I have made it and tried it, I see the vision.
I like how he made a vegan dip, but then coated them in Parmesan. It was so close to being vegan.
Like, I get it. I see the vision, okay? It's weird, it's cursed, but at the end of the day, it's fried potato dough. So like, there wasn't really a universe where this was gonna taste bad. It's just a little bit wrong. And, you know, potentially.
I think it's only wrong if you call it a churro. I don't think that's a churro.
Upsetting, depending on who eats it. But again, I think a great way to introduce this into your friend group is to just promise them churros and say nothing. And then you make these, then you get a real look at who your friends are. What are their reactions, okay? Did they punch you? Did they say thank you? Did they steal them all? Were all of those people you, and you just imagined that they were your friends? This is good. I feel like I could eat 100 times more of these than French fries because they're so light. I think that's the real dope right there. Okay, well, this wasn't on my tier list. I just wanted to take a huge step outside the box and make something really wild today. And I think we did that. So these are savory potato churros that I've never had anything like this in my life. So now I have, and I'm different, and I'm better, and I might also be a little bit more cursed. I might have seen the dark side of some things. There's no coming back from that, making potato churros. I don't know where we go now, but we're not the same. Let me know who wants to win this still really, really hot, maybe like 300-degree frying oil.
Me.
Pop that into an envelope, give it to the winner in the comments below. Just make sure you
Pausers?
What? Thanks for watching my potato video. I'll see you next week for some more high-flying action.
Gross. Let's go.
If you're looking for a healthy, satisfying, meatless taco.
Oh my god, this one also looked very interesting. A little recipe.
Look no further than the prickly pear cactus that you may have growing in your backyard right now. I've got one. No plant has ever been easier to grow. This thing gets 0 direct sunlight and it's still exploding. That flower will turn into a cactus fruit that I can eat in the fall, but here in the spring, you have the nopales, the new growth of petals that pops up in the spring. The young petals at the tips are a little lighter in color, they're much more tender, and those big spike-looking things are actually floppy and soft. That doesn't mean you should touch these with your bare hands. I'm using tongs to twist these off the plant. One petal will yield 1 or 2 tacos. Oh, sorry to disturb you there. Yikes, that cicada is still alive. There's the exoskeleton that it just molted out of. You can buy nopales in the store, of course, though you might have to seek out a Latin grocery. So here's the part of these that you have to be scared of. It's not the big floppy spikes, but these almost microscopic bunches of spiky hair. These are called glochids. They have microbarbs, and all you have to do is brush up against them to have hundreds
Yeah, those will fuck you up.
lodged beneath your skin. It's the worst. So I'm grabbing the nopal by the tip with the tongs, and I will simply scrape at the surface with my knife. Scrape hard. It's fine if you take off some skin while you're at it. Scrape both sides, all sides until smooth, and then you generally go around and you trim off the outer rim of the paddle. It's fibrous, and it tends to have a very high concentration of pokey things that you cannot easily scrape off. Once done, you can just wash these off thoroughly. I'm still using my tongs at first. There's tons of loose glochids in there that could still lodge in your skin, and you definitely don't want them in your throat, so rinse and drain thoroughly. One traditional way to cook these is to slice them into strips or squares, boil them until soft, and then maybe fry them quick in a little oil. Another thing you can do is marinate them and then grill them. I've got a lime and a lemon that I'm squeezing in. I'm basically pretending this is carne asada. Use less citrus if you don't like your food as tart as I do. Big splash or 2 of soy sauce, enough to get everything covered. Obviously not traditional, but it'll make this taste meaty. I've got some garlic that I've chopped up, then maybe some herbs and some spices. I've got dried oregano, some pepper, toss in some oil, no salt because we have the soy sauce. And then I'll let that sit for as much time as I've got. 20 minutes would probably make a difference. Anyway, I'll chop up some toppings for these tacos. I've got a couple of mild fresh chilies. I'll dice these up. Pretty red and orange ones, because cactus petals don't look very pretty when cooked, so it's good to top them with prettier things. You could use tomatoes, but we've already got lots of acid in this taco. Hey, remember the Vidalia onion farm that we once visited in Georgia? Apparently those guys are going to send me a box of onions every spring from now on. I'm not complaining. Sweet onions are particularly nice for eating raw, and I want crunchy mushy raw onion to contrast with the soft cactus. I've got some fresh cilantro that I'll mow through, and then what's really good in this is fresh, ripe avocado. It cuts the acid and it provides the richness and the warmth that you would get from some fatty braised piece of meat on a taco. Gah, I broke the pit! This is not the safest way to get it out now, but let's just pretend that didn't happen. Scoop out the flesh with a spoon, and then I'll just recover that with the skin to keep it from oxidizing and turning brown while we grill. My grill is already hot. You could certainly just fry these off in a pan inside onto the hot bars. And look at that string of slime hanging off. Cactus is full of mucilage, the same stuff that makes okra slimy. The boiling process is intended to get lots of that slime out, but I find that marinating the cactus in acid and then grilling really hot also seems to cut or purge the excess slime. Lots of it is now in the marinade, which you can see is being thickened by the mucilage, like gumbo. I'd like it even thicker, and this is a heat-safe bowl, so on it goes, and I'll just reduce that down to a sauce. The nopales are ready to flip whenever you like the color. They taste to me like little green bean steaks, and they're much less delicate than other vegetables. You have to cook them a lot, or else you can't bite through them. I might even cover that for a minute, run in and get a plate to put them on. These are definitely ready to flip, though I can feel they're not floppy enough to pull yet. My sauce has reduced a bit. Maybe now I'll summon forth the upside-down bear to balance out the salty and sour with some sweet. If I'd put it in the marinade, well, the nopales probably would have been burning by now, because sugar burns. Give that a stir. After 10 minutes on the grill, those paddles feel almost floppy enough. I'll pull them soon. I like them still a little toothsome. I can throw some corn tortillas on the grill for a minute. If you're like me and you have some trouble with the mealy texture of fresh corn tortillas, man, just grill them for a minute or fry them in a pan for a sec. The texture totally changes. Just don't go for too much color. You don't need any color at all. And if you get the...
Yeah, it really helps. I can't imagine eating a raw corn tortilla. Don't do that.
These too hot, they'll lock up stiff as they cool. The cactus you can easily reheat in the microwave if necessary, by the way. It's not crispy or anything. My sauce has reduced a lot. It'll be thick enough after it cools. We're done here. I'll cut the nopales into strips like carne asada. Just stack it up and slice through. I can feel these will still have a little bite, which is nice. Throw them strips onto a taco, top with some peppers, onions. Whenever possible, I like to slice avocado at the last second to prevent enzymatic browning. Lay a slice on there, top with some cilantro. No other seasoning on here because my sauce is citrusy, garlicky, reduced soy sauce. It's very salty, so the net salt content of the total taco is just perfect. These taste really meaty, really fresh, and healthy. I've been meaning to try to cook that damn cactus for
It looks so good.
a while now, and I'm shocked my first attempt came out this good. This is no one's traditional taco, obviously, but it is mine, and it's real tasty. I feel like I should end with a pun about prickly things or sharp things, but I have none, so bye.
One of Natalia's deal breakers is a...
Okie dokie. I'm gonna call it an early night since I have so much editing to do tomorrow. I'm gonna have to wake up early to do that. Thank you for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow and every day this month. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or whatever. Bye.
Questions I answer with my presence. I sit back while I'm texting. She says that she loves me, she just wants to fuck me. Got me feeling something, got me feeling nothing. Alcoholic junkie, says she thinks I'm funny. Think I might get lucky, spending too much money. She says she wants my necklace, put her on the guest list. Hope I don't regret this, hope I don't regret this. I'm feeling hella reckless, cashing all my checks rich. Hickeys on my neck, shit, she's on the offensive. I do not know my set list, still I'm gonna get lit. Yeah, I have a death wish, live until I'm breathless. I'ma stay progressive, she gon' stay obsessive. Life is so expensive, do everything excessive. I think my brain's defective, yeah. Can't think when she's aggressive, yeah. She snuck into my section, yeah. You think I'd learn my lesson, yeah. And we ain't getting no sleep. These girls don't even know me. Like Drake, I'm getting trophies. You want it, girl, then show me, yeah. And we ain't getting no sleep. These girls don't even know me. Like Drake, I'm getting trophies. You want it, girl, then show me. Cause we ain't getting no sleep, yeah. No, we ain't getting no sleep, yeah. She's sitting up in the front of the class, using that ass, she gonna pass. Keeping her pad and her pen in her lap. She been so bad with the men in her past. Now she just want the professor so bad. I'll give her lessons that she never had, like taking a freshman and teaching her math. I'll keep her guessing until she a grad. She always leaves them guessing. They don't know what's next, man. Learned it from the best, man. She loving every lesson with